One. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Untitled Sickos Project, where we're back again with another podcast. You should be wondering, if you're listening to us by now, why we need to introduce ourselves every single time if we do this every single time. I say, who cares? I'm Bears fan alongside 24 Amper, Crossrun Ren, Die Sometimes, the MaskedAura, Magnum Trash, and Nickman. I think I'm not forgetting anyone. No, I didn't, so that is good.
Hey, Taegan, can you switch off of Black Widow? Our team's comp would be so much better if you just swapped off of Black Widow. Please, I need this. This is a $40,000 tournament. You might not need the money, but I need the money.
Guys,
by the way, 5 seconds into the stream, Vegas scored. Just 5 seconds into the stream.
I don't. I've given up on the Leafs season in like October. I've given up. It's whatever. I can't have anything nice. So.
Yes, he says that as his football team is currently
in hockey. In hockey. Nick, then you're supposed to say, "Luke, you fucking dumbass! Canada won the Four Nations."
Throw bricks at him, bro.
I will not be throwing bricks at him because, unfortunately,
that was not directed towards Luke. First of all.
I didn't think.
Oh no, I just don't know. I just don't know who you want to throw bricks at. That's just the only thing. Anywho, the welcome mat today is, you ungrateful fucking children. You get a welcome mat every week. You want to know the welcome mat this week? It's cold. Everyone here, actually, only 2 people here are actually, no, 3 people. My bad. 3 people here are actually affected by this fuck-ass storm we're getting. But who really gives a shit about that?
I mean, I will say it's normal weather over here. It's
it's storm, quote unquote. It's the only problem here is it's just cold.
I mean, Brent's further south than I am, and he's probably seen more snow than I have this year.
But yeah. Anywho, it gets cold out. It's pretty bad. Look, man. If we have to push off goddamn fucking detention one more fucking time, I'm going to wring my neck out. Anywho, we're gonna quickly gloss over the games. Well, not quickly. We'll talk about them, but of course. Oh fuck, I forgot we have to talk about college football. Okay, fucking CFB recap first. Wow, that was a close game, and you know what? Congratulations to Indiana. In other words, this outcome was expected, but man, or am I glad that we had a close game? That's all I have to say.
For men
Fernando Mendoza, congratulations. You, my friend, have earned a one-way ticket to Lap Dance City, baby.
No. There's
Miami played a hell of a game. They really did. But but when the world needed him most, Carson Beck threw a meatball sub with extra marinara to the Indiana defense. So I called it.
Like, hold on, did you see the way? Like, did you guys see the way Tom Brady and Mark Davis were just eyeing Fernando Mendoza out there? Like, they had a 1,000-yard stare looking at that man.
Y'all see how happy Fernando Mendoza was?
Is it crazy to think that I think he could have like a Joe Burrow-esque career, where he just goes to the Raiders goes to the Raiders and immediately turns them around?
No. He would have to tear his ACL
Wasn't
in
really
his rookie year, so there's that.
Oh yeah, I do have one quick thing to say to Fernando Mendoza.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
They're gonna.
You say that like he's going to Detroit. He's not going to Detroit.
It's Detroit-esque. I mean, I'm sorry, Vegas is a garbage organization.
I mean, like, they're probably like top 5. I don't think they're the absolute worst. I mean, like, the Browns exist. Oh, I can't wait to talk about that team.
They're in the top 5. There's 5 franchises which, no matter what they do, I will say the same thing. I do not give a shit. You are the Cleveland Browns, the New York Jets, the Las Vegas Raiders, the Carolina Panthers, and then somebody else.
I mean, the Panthers are at least turning around. Their owner sucks, but the Panthers are kind of turning around.
It was Arizona, the Arizona Cardinals, and I think there might have been another team. Cincinnati Bengals, I think, because their owner's a cheap ass.
Oh, 100%. No, 100% the Bengals. Yeah.
Like, they suck. We've got the number one offense. I don't care. You are the Cincinnati Bengals. I don't give a shit. You're not going to win the Super Bowl. Your owner is that bad. The Cardinals, you have the first overall pick. I don't care. You've had one of those. What happened? He was a bust. Oh, what's this? Raiders another chance to draft a quarterback?
Luke, I don't mean to cut you off, but this is stuff that we should be saving for later.
You're right. Anyways, Taegan,
today's gonna be a real Bears fans gonna lay down the law and tell people when they need to be quiet because we got a lot of things. What's up?
Never mind.
No, you're good. Look, man, all I'm going to say, this is going to be one of those kind of streams, so no offense to all my colleagues here, but when the Bears fan says that your time is up, my time is now. You can't see me, bitch. My time is now. Anywho, go on. Oh, welcome back, Noah. CFB, people continue discussing it before I smite thee.
No, we're good.
Oh yeah, they're keeping it. They're keeping it 12 teams for now at least. They're
I'm okay with it. I want them to experiment 16 teams.
I don't want any more expansion, man.
Yes, I do. I like more. Give me more college football playoffs. Like a piggy to the trough. I will eat that slop up.
Well, for now, I'm pretty sure 12 is the right amount right now because like. I mean, we've seen what like the lower seats can be doing right now, and I don't know.
I'm saying if anything, I would lower it. I think it should be like 8.
Mm-hmm.
8. I think 8 is. I think 8 is pretty decent. 12 is okay, but like you're just gonna get like regardless of how many teams you add, you're gonna get a million fans bitching and complaining about just for them to, if they made it, go in there and get their ass kicked.
Oh no, that will happen. Absolutely, that will absolutely happen. I mean, I'm fine with them keeping it at 12 for another year. I think doing that for one more year is fine. I don't know what they're gonna do afterwards, but knowing how this usually goes, it's just best to wait and see what happens.
Hate that. Yeah. No, there's really nothing because I feel like I've said that sentiment already. I just hate the fact that there are just fan bases that just say, "Oh, we deserve to be here over this team," and they didn't. And like this team that said that like didn't win shit. Like you didn't win a conference. You weren't in a conference championship. You didn't do anything to deserve to be in there. So keep your mouth shut.
All I want to say about this is, and about this topic is this. Don't get rid of the five conference winner rules. It makes conference championships a hell of a lot more meaningful. And last but not least, I don't care how many teams they're gonna add, you still won't make me pay my taxes. SEC, Big Ten beta.
Yeah, SEC.
I think the part of like
SEC,
making
SEC fans, come here for a second.
Indiana.
Shut up.
If I can say,
It doesn't mean different until
No, not
you
you,
win
Luke. Not you, Noah.
the national.
He was meaning in general.
Until you win the natty, shut the fuck up. Nobody cares. You're not the Big Ten. The Big Ten can talk shit. The Big Ten, it means different. So shut up!
All right. Magnum, you had something to say, and we'll go towards Luke.
I was more or less just gonna say like I don't know like how many more teams like you can do that we can put in a playoff like bracket, because I feel like at some point it would just make like whole season worthless, you know? It would just
Yeah, you don't want March Madness syndrome, basically.
Yeah.
That's fair. What were you gonna say, Noah?
For me, regarding college football, I think Indiana just pretty much broke the entire door open. This is like this is the most unprecedented college football champion I think we've ever seen in our lifetimes. It's probably the biggest shock to the system overall since the 1984 Cougars. And with this new NIL system, they might have just opened the gateway for so many other teams that have struggled all throughout their history, and they could become perennial contenders too. If Indiana, the losingest program of all time, coming into the season can win a championship, what's not to say Purdue can do it again, or Northwestern, or Vanderbilt, or Arkansas.
Maryland, we're up.
True. I think all these are extremely good points. The CFB got the right champion.
By the way, I do mean that in a good way. By the way, Indiana winning that championship, opening that gateway, that's huge for this sport.
It's what college 100%. It's what they literally needed, and I know we said a piece about it, playoff expansion. It's kind of what I hope people will welcome more into, just for the fact that it's. I would love it, but more unique teams in the CFP is so much fun to see. I love what they did this year. I love Indiana's story. Indiana's going to be dominant, and they're not going to go away for a very long time. And I'm encouraged to see what happens next year.
I'm going to kill myself because of it.
Unfortunate. But hey, at the end of the day, at least Purdue might be up. Question mark.
Coach,
one last thing that I will just say real quick. As soon as CFB can fix the transfer portal issue, I feel like college football is going to be in a better place. But at the end of the day, kids are being paid. I don't care. College football, congratulations. You have maintained it to be a successful season. Now, I don't know.
Real God.
Anywho,
sorry.
now I'm sorry. I go ahead.
God, you know what? Because you're about to transition to the NFL. No, you need to say how to transition to the NFL is. Yeah, maybe they should change the college football, the playoffs being on the same week as the NFL. Because it's like, good job, Indiana. Then we immediately go to the NFL.
They don't. Yeah. They don't do it. They don't do it during fucking. They don't do it during fucking NFL days though.
Literally on a Monday. They don't do this on a Monday.
That is true. It's like you. I guess they don't have like.
I think they're just more or less saying for it to not
be
in the playoffs.
Place. They know their.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
I have to agree. Yeah. They kind of know their place. People are gonna want to watch the NFL over college ball.
Yeah. Well, now it's time to get into the meat and potatoes. This isn't even the meat and potatoes. This is like the mozzarella sticks portion of the podcast right now. Anywho, just so we can get this done quickly. First game we're going to be talking about. It's one of the 4 games that happened. The Buffalo Bills went into Mile High Stadium to face the Denver Broncos, and what can only be described as one of the This is not as bad as 13 seconds, but good God, is it close?
It's up there. I like to draw a window and then it closing.
No.
This has got to be.
They can open it next year, but I think right now that's closed.
I don't think so. I think so. I do want to talk about the game a little bit. The Broncos, like, man, what a like. This game was just kind of sloppy on like almost all fronts. I thought both defenses, like, despite the score, I thought both defenses played relatively well. Josh Allen turning the ball over 5 times is hilarious. I won't lie, but I just think the repercussions of the game is really gonna put the Bills back into poverty, legitimately, because Josh Allen turning the ball over 5 times, and them firing Sean McDermott because their quarterback turned the ball over 5 times. I think that is just a ginormous mistake. Like, he's probably the best coach the team. He's probably the best, if not like a top 2 coach the team has ever had in their franchise history. And
everyone
he's
was
like
really asking Sean McDermott to be fired, though. So I don't understand. I don't understand.
If you're gonna fire Sean McDermott, fire Bean too. Why are you promoting him?
Oh, 100%.
Why are you promoting? Why are you promoting the guy? Why are you promoting the guy that can't that just cannot draft any good players?
Luke,
at all?
I do want to ask
no,
real quick. We also go over coaching firings over fucking detention, right? Or no?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a sequence of events that have happened. So yeah.
Well, I thought like the detention teams that didn't make the playoffs.
That's what I thought.
Oh,
that's what I thought.
Yeah. In that case, before
I didn't know.
we do that,
I didn't know.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, though. I'm gonna be honest. I have a fucking axe to grind because honestly,
I didn't know what the gimmick was.
I mean, let it rip.
No,
don't
I think worry.
Because we share the same sentiment about this.
No, like I have an axe to grind.
Let it rock.
Let me just say, like, Bills Mafia is fucking pissed right now. Like, they are fucking fuming right now.
Yes, they should be.
About how this whole thing went, how it got handled. And look, I am not against like McDermott getting fired, but if you're gonna fire Sean McDermott, why the fuck are you promoting Brandon Bean? He didn't get fired by promotion. He gets to stay as the GM and gets promoted at the same time. Why are you doing that? Like, why are you doing this? If you're gonna fire McDermott, why are you not cleaning house?
Clean house.
Exactly. And the way that it's not just the fact that, you know, how they handled that is not good. The response that Bean and Pagula have had to it has not been encouraging by any means. It's been pitiful. And it's really funny when you look back and think of the fact that, you know, hearing some of the things Bean is saying is quite hilarious, considering this is the same GM that lashed out publicly at Bills fans in the offseason when they were not happy with the receiving core that had been assembled on this team, which those Bills fans that lashed out proved to be justified.
He sat there, went on to a radio show with Bills fans and said that they were bitching about the receiving core being an issue coming into the offseason, which was a genuine concern because it was a concern that it was the same concern that they had the year prior, which was the receiving core being lackluster. And you have a GM that like just kind of doesn't take any accountability, doesn't build a good team, and you're gonna promote him but fire Sean McDermott? Like, if you're gonna fire Sean McDermott, fire Brandon Bean too. Like, this is what I'm talking about when I say like this is like these are the kind of moves that put a team back into poverty, because if a coach sees that and sees the way that the owner and the GM are maneuvering, that coaching coaching position goes from one of the best to one you're gonna kind of hesitate on. Not even kind of, the one you're gonna very much hesitate on. Like, why would I do that when I could take this job in like Baltimore, or I could take this I think Baltimore looks better because the owner, like, you know, the ownership and the GM aren't gonna cuck me like they did with McDermott. Like, it's not a good look for the franchise. Because now the only
True.
allure they have going on now is like, oh, the quarterback I'm going to be coaching is Josh Allen. Other than that, it's like, why would I want to go
That
here?
is a pretty good lore. I will say
That's a
this,
good.
and not
I mean, that's a good thing. You
It
would
is,
like
but
to
like,
expect Josh Allen. You would
Like,
like to.
look, it takes serious ineptitude to go out here and make, have someone as talented, as great of a quarterback as Josh Allen be in a championship window and somehow make that job look unattractive. That takes serious skill.
I'm saying that's the
Oh.
problem.
Oh, you're right. I'm just more or less
100%.
getting at that. I'm kind of in a weird situation with that. It's just I do think firing McDermott is the right move. Obviously, they should have fired Bean too, but the idea of firing McDermott, I get. It's not a bad move. At the end of the day, Sean McDermott has been a bit of a media circus, because on one hand, we have the whole 9/11 story coming out for him, and then also not to mention too, he has been known to be very vocal on the sidelines, and he has not done a lot of favors for himself. I don't hate the move of firing him. I think they have to fire Bean if they do fire him. But they didn't, and that's what made it worse. However, Josh Allen is a very big piece, and I think it's going to bring at least someone halfway competent in. To someone to McDermott's level, I have no clue, because I don't even know how much I don't even know what all of McDermott was helping out the team this year, because the defensive wise, McDermott had probably his worst year.
No,
but
not with this. This roster
No,
sucks.
no way you
No,
said
the
that this was his
roster
worst
sucks, but he
year.
didn't do
This
himself
can't
any
be his.
favor.
Yes, he did. If anything, he actually coached. Yeah, he actually made himself look better this year, because this, like, with the amount of holes this team had on their roster, and the fact that he got that team to the point where they could have almost won that division with the Patriots' piss easy schedule, I think deserves at least a little bit of flowers. Because I don't think any other, I don't want to say any other coach, but there's not a lot of coaches in the NFL that would have got that team to 11 wins.
I think
The thing that kind of disparages me on this whole thing is this is for the people who don't watch hockey. The Buffalo Sabres are owned by the Pagulas, and they are right now in the middle of a rebuild. That's part of a rebuild that's in the middle of another rebuild. This whole their entire moves that they have done screams Pagulas. This specifically the order of operations. Yeah, and I see how like the discourse online, and it's kind of been showing about just how much confidence the fans have in the Pagulas. It's not existent, and I don't blame them, because look at the Sabres. Sure, you might make the playoffs this year, but, will you? No. You're going to find a way to fuck it up somehow. Why? Because you're the Sabres. It's what you're going to do. And you're also run by the Pagulas. And the fact that the Pagulas, who are normally hands-off, once they get hands-on onto something, they immediately fuck it up.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I feel like we're kind of repeating a little bit of points. Magnum, you had something to say.
I was sorry. Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Like, I think it's like of all the prior head coach, like, there's like 11 other like opening spots, and the and the and the lists of like and the list of candidates are like growing shorter and shorter. Like, I don't know if it was like the best move to do that, especially especially in the middle of the playoffs.
That's a good point.
Oh no, 100%. It is not a smart move, but the thing is with that too. You could again. I get the candidates were running slim, but maybe the Bills just couldn't maybe the Bills just couldn't face to see McDermott for another year. That's probably the only other reason. But I do think we should move on from Buffalo before we get into a large debate. I want to shift the focus a little bit to Denver because while they won this game, let's just talk about the Bo Nix injury. That is.
Yeah, they're cooked.
He tore his ankle on a kneel.
That's heartbreaking. You
on
win,
a kneel
but
down.
I don't know how you win.
I don't think it was on a kneel down. I think
it wasn't on the kneel down.
Yeah.
It was one of the hits.
It was on the play where they like motion. I mean, technically, it was on the kneel because it was on the play where they did that run play with the offensive line, and he like fell down kind of awkwardly, like he slid kind of weird. Like it seemed to be like a design QB run. So, but yeah, it's just sad. I think I will say this. Nick Foles said it best. The Patriots don't seem to do well with mediocre backup quarterbacks in championship scenarios.
Listen, I don't think it's impossible for the Broncos to win with Jared Stidham. Okay, I do believe in
It's
that.
not impossible. It's not impossible.
And
But it's tough.
Drake has not done very particularly well in these playoffs.
Oh so, no, he's been getting carried.
He's been okay.
Not carried. No. He was pretty good. He was pretty good against despite the Texans defense killing. I'm saying despite the Texans defense killing him, I thought he was pretty good.
He's not been playing like MVP Drake May is what I'm saying here.
Yeah, true.
Oh, 100%. Here's the thing. I think with that, I'm not saying that the Patriots are bad or anything. I don't think they have I don't think they have the recent experience. In all honesty,
I don't know. I do trust Vrabel. I do trust Vrabel.
I trust Vrabel too.
I trust Vrabel.
Here's the other thing, though.
Back, just not his
but here's
first.
the other thing with Denver, though. Like, they also, like we talked about experience. Denver also is in new ground here in terms of how far they've made it, because neither of these teams with these cores have made it this far until now. So. Oh, yeah, it's unfortunate what happened to Bo Nix. I mean, which really sucks because honestly, of games that aren't a Super Bowl, like I have rarely seen like the perception of a quarterback change as much as it did with Bo Nix after that game, because he played probably the best game of his career out there. Like he did everything he had to do out there, and to have it end in an injury, that really sucks.
Yeah.
Go to Marvin Adams, man. Oh my gosh, that was a fantastic throw.
Again, I will just say this in my closing piece. People gave shit to Bo Nix that he isn't like one of the better guys in the for like he isn't one of the better quarterbacks in the draft. I don't think he has to be the better quarterback. I just think he has to be successful. That's all he has to be. But all I'm gonna say is tough shit. Get ready to face Boogeyman Returns. Anywho, let's talk about Niners Seahawks.
Do we even need to talk about this game?
Luke, I'm going to give you 1 minute. Here. I'm going to give you 1 minute of gloating. And I'm gonna start it. I'm gonna start it when you're ready. I'm gonna give you precisely 1 minute.
I don't. There's not much needed to say about them. You know, maybe for some strange reason, you think that's it's. Oh, I tell you what, guys, it's the electricity that's in the air that's turning the frogs gay and making the Niners player magically hurt. It's a conspiracy theory, I tell you. Conspiracy theory. Let's investigate this conspiracy theory. How about good skill issue?
What is blood waffing about? Yeah, I don't. I'm just gonna say this. I don't know what you guys expected to happen to this game. I was very correct in my assessment in this game that it was going to be an ass kicking, and lo and behold, it wasn't ass kicking. The 49ers just were not.
The game was over in 12 seconds.
The 49ers just could not bang with the Seahawks with all the injuries they had on defense and on offense. Mm-hmm. It was just no universe they were going to win that game. With the amount, with the sheer amount of injuries they had. I'm not gonna say, I don't want to say this. Seattle wouldn't have won this game even if the Niners were healthy, but I think it would have been a lot more competitive. But you saw how depleted that 49ers team.
Sorry,
I had an
no. Go. I mean, you saw how depleted. I'm saying you saw how depleted that 49ers team was. They just were not going into Seattle and winning that game. And honestly, I really just think it goes to show how awful the Eagles coaching staff is.
Yeah, it does.
Go ahead.
Well, I think a lot of it comes down to just if Sam Darnold was, gonna show up in these playoffs. I think that's what the issue was.
Oh no, he doesn't even have to show up. In all honesty, he didn't have to do a single thing that game. In all honesty, the Rashid Shaheed touchdown won them the game. Like as dumb as it is, like Sam Darnold could have literally spiked the ball 30 million times. The Seahawks would have won by 34 points.
Yeah,
Like,
I never like to say this. I never like to say things like this, but this play was over after. Well, this game was over after the first play. Like that kickoff return it killed any momentum the Niners ever could have found in this game. And with how depleted they were, with the environment that they were in just such a raucous crowd in Seattle, it was never going to end well. The only thing I will say that's unfortunate for the Seahawks is they did lose Charbonnet.
Which I do want to say real quick is it. Unfortunately, he is like the most like okay person to lose because wow, Zach Charbonnet is down. Who do they got? Who do they got next? K9. Okay, what a very
yeah. But I still feel like you want to have that 1-2 duo
no,
out there.
you
definitely want to have that.
No, I get that. I'm just saying, like, it's a tough loss, but, like, out of all the people they could have lost, I don't think they could have afforded to lose a lineman, a wide receiver, anyone on that defense. Zach Charbonnet being the guy to go down is probably like the only guy they could afford to lose.
It might suck, but we'll be all right.
But yeah. Also, real quick, I want to say this too. Velus Jones had 10 rushing yards this game. I bring this up because that's going to come back later. Because I have a fucking axe to grind about a certain someone. But, good for Seattle. 100%. Got nothing but good things to say. Also, a shout out to Nickman.
Hey guys, we just got something from we just got a new report from CJ Stroud and the Texans. Apparently, Stroud is blaming his poor play on having a great defense, and he didn't have to be Superman all the time, and he had to grow to that. What? That sounds like complete utter nonsense, but that's what it is.
Is that an actual report? No way, that's an actual report.
I didn't. Wait, is he blaming that he sucked because he didn't try hard enough? Is that the?
Are we dead ass? Is that real? Is that real?
Is that supposed to? Is that
real? Are you?
Could you post that in general?
Are you
real
trolling,
quick?
or is that there's no way?
Okay.
There's no way.
I might be wrong. But here comes the here it comes. This is from Houston. This is from a podcast from Stroud. Here it is.
Wait. So Stroud said it himself?
Okay. Oh. Okay. All right. Okay. I can say it. CJ Stroud details how he had to transition from an offense-driven team to a more complimentary one. This year was a step for me where I didn't have to be Superman all the time, and I'm still growing for that. I've seen growth in my footwork in the pocket, staying in the pocket, just not running around. It's essentially, from the sounds of it, he's basically saying that he's not used to relying on the defense bailing him out, which is a weird thing to say in terms of like taking accountability in a playoff game. Nah, that's kind of weird. I don't think it's as bad.
Yeah, that you made it sound way worse than it actually was.
But
I think
it is kind of iffy to say the least. Like, oh, I'm not used to not having to be Superman, and it's just kind of like, dude, you should want to be Superman every time. It's not.
I mean, honestly, I think this is a pretty good transition to talk about this Texans and Patriots game. And
oh yeah.
My gosh, the CJ Stroud, there's a special place in hell for you to this game.
Dude, I haven't seen I haven't seen someone get nined so fast. Like,
I want to say it right here and right now. This is the worst. This is the worst game. This is probably the second worst game I have ever seen by a Texans quarterback. Like this is Brian territory. When you're getting comparisons to Brian Hoyer,
Tom Savage,
that is
you're
bad.
in.
No,
Oh, that's super hard.
Brian Hoyer is worse than Savage, man. So much worse.
Yeah, I mean, look, Tom Savage at least threw the football down the field 20 yards. Brian Hoyer couldn't throw a football down the field even like 10 yards. He barely knew checkdowns. And I say this as someone who had to watch him.
That was a Brian Hoyer level game by Stroud. It was terrible.
Stroud had probably one of the worst. Yeah, he had probably had one of the worst like postseasons like a quarterback has had in a very long time.
That's almost reaching Jake Delhomme territory right there.
7 turnovers in 2 games.
7 turnovers in 2 games is absolutely disgusting. And my heart goes out to the Texans defense because legitimately this was their chance to actually make the Super Bowl this year. Because if they beat the Patriots, they are 100% beating Denver in Denver next week. But CJ Stroud I don't want to say it's like I don't like being the one to like pit the blame on one player, but a majority of this game is his fault. He just gift wrapped the Patriots points, just throwing just duck after duck, terrible, like one of the worst pick sixes I've seen in a long time. Just take the sack, or just take the sack.
I was watching that. Like I was watching that like at the gym, and I just couldn't believe. Like I was on the treadmill, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Like oh my god.
Oh no!
The only reason I will not give CJ Stroud 100% of the blame is because the Texans couldn't run the ball. Like they could not run the ball either.
Who'd have
thought trading Laramie Tunsil was a boneheaded move to begin with?
It wasn't really just their tackles though. It was their entire offensive line getting just beat up. By
Woody Marks had 17 yards on 14 carries. That is disgusting.
I'll say this too. I feel like a lot of the chance this team had of winning went down when Schultz got hurt. And Collins and Schultz were Stroud's number 1 and 2. Sneeko Collins got concussed, so he couldn't play, and Schultz got hurt during a play in the end zone, I believe. So take out the 2 receivers. Kirk got handled. Kirk became pretty much invisible, and that was about it.
Yeah,
I'm glad you mentioned that.
If there's anything I can say for next year, I really hope Tank Dell will be okay to return for that season, because yeah, I feel like a lot of Stroud's game went away when Dell got hurt.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm really glad you mentioned Dalton Schultz because I noticed it too. Like once Schultz went down and Stroud pretty much lost his security blanket, he just lost all composure. He didn't know what to do. Like it was very obvious. He just completely lost it out there.
I want to say this too. People think like the funniest part about this game, and I think this is more damning for the Patriots, or maybe it's more telling for the Texans. I think it's more damning for the Patriots. It was a 1-score game at the start of the 4th quarter. It was 16-21.
The game was very winnable. The game was winnable.
Were the Patriots driving down the field? Yeah, but the fucking there was like a 3rd and 8, and then the DPI happens on Derek Stingley, and then fucking whoopsies, there goes the game. It's just.
Granted, I do think that with how much worse the weather got in that 4th quarter, I definitely feel like New England was in just such a great opportunity to just put the game away there. And once they went up 2 scores, it was pretty much over. But I will give the Patriots this. That defense is fucking great. I gotta give that defense their credit. Like they're doing what they gotta do.
Look, that defense will have their Super Bowl window open for a bit.
They tried their damnedest.
You know what the worst part of this whole? You know what the worst part of this whole thing was? The person who got the dagger was Stephon Diggs, the former Texan that got cut.
I mean, to be fair, Stephon Diggs was coming off an ACL tear. You can't beat yourself up over that. Because
I'm not saying the Texans screwed up by doing that. I'm just saying it's frustrating that it happened at all.
The real
Yeah.
dagger was that the real dagger was that
syndrome.
Keyshawn.
That's just a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
The real dagger was that Keyshawn Boutte touchdown because there was like Derek Stingley got perfect coverage and everything. There's just nothing he could have done.
You can't.
That was an
cannot be.
insane catch.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, just a quick side note, I gotta ask about the Texans. This is less about this game and more about going forward. What's going on with Joe Mixon?
He might be cooked.
He might be done. There's concern that his career might be over.
I mean,
Yeah, because I just heard a lot about how something like a freak accident or something happened, and yeah, it's not good.
It's not looking pretty. I don't know why I said wash. I was thinking of what's his name, Nick Chubb. Yeah.
Yeah, another running back whose career was just ended due to a freak accident. Just kind of
such a shame. He was so good on the Browns, but it is what it is. Same thing. I don't even want to say the same thing with this game. The Texans. I don't even say the Texans. CJ Stroud pissed me off so much. This was my Super Bowl pick, and he pissed all over my hopes and dreams.
Honestly,
again, special place in hell for you.
Stuck in the divisional round. The best team the Texans ever fielded ends the exact same way as every other season's gone. It's so frustrating, man.
All I have to say is, man, Braxton Berrios is having an awful 2026.
I think Awaka.
But yeah,
Jet legend.
True, Dolphin legend actually. But yeah, well, I'm gonna just rip the Band-Aid off, and I'm gonna the three Bears fans are gonna pretty much say the same thing, but simply put, this loss doesn't hurt. The fact that we were this close and we didn't peak makes me feel so much more better, man.
I mean, I don't really. Yeah, again, I don't really. Listen, I'm just happy that we made it to the playoffs. That's all that really mattered. That to me, at
The
least.
only person I'm legitimately frustrated with the Bears was DJ Moore. The game that cost the Bears the season wasn't even Caleb's fault. It was a really good spiral. DJ just gave up on the play. I don't know what he was doing.
So apparently there's a couple of things. Two things either happened. One, DJ gave up on his route, in which it's possible. The second one was apparently they were installing that route at practice, and DJ Moore didn't know what to do. So instead, he sat in midfield, and he didn't expect the ball to be thrown his way. Regardless, it is on DJ Moore. One of them is sheer incompetency and laziness. The other one is, okay, that makes sense. It's still very annoying, but at the end of the day, it's whatever. Honestly, I'm not pissed at DJ Moore as I am with Rome Odunze. That was pathetic. And yeah, Colson Loveland also had a bad game, but he at least made catches.
He was hurt.
Yeah, he was hurt, and he made.
I for one don't really blame anyone for this loss. I don't really care. I don't really.
Oh no, I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying I think it was very disappointing with Rome's play. It was it just sucked.
I think
I'm gonna be.
Oh no, go ahead, Nick. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. I'm gonna be completely honest. Like I fully expected that this game was over before Caleb threw that ridiculous throw to Cole Kmet. I still can't believe that shit happened. And the crazy thing is, Kmet was not even supposed to be on the field, but Loveland got hurt, and Kmet's out there. Caleb's able to get that ball off, somehow get to Kmet, and it's like, you know what? After that, it's like, listen, if we lose, oh well. I don't even care after this. How the fuck did that happen? But
we don't get that shit.
Don't know what Kobe Bryant was doing over there.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing. I mean, overall, I felt fine after a loss. I was disappointed in how the offense performed overall because it was far from their best game. But I will say, I will give the defense their credit. They played their asses off out there. They did what they could out there. And for a defensive unit that's not been good this year, I will give it to them that in the final game of the season for them, they did what they could. They did what they could.
Look, man, the Bears' defense was given Magic Beans, Kevin Byard, and some shoestring. The fact that we even have a somewhat competent defense as is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Now I want to shift.
I think it was. I was like, I think it was more. I think it was more less on the. I don't want to say less on the Bears defense because the Bears defense played a great game, but I think it was more on the fact that like keeping it a stack. Sean McVay called an awful game on Sunday offensively. Like his game plan was quite terrible. The run was like the running game. The running game was working, and he just abandoned it. Especially in the third quarter, it was really pissing me off in the third quarter because there was like a drive. There was a drive after Caleb Williams threw an interception where he just threw the ball 3 times in a row, and it was 3 straight incomplete passes. I'm like, why are you not trying to run the ball at all? What are you doing?
And it also doesn't help that Stafford didn't have it either. Like, it was clear something was off.
Really
Stafford
didn't.
was honestly throughout most of the game, and my biggest thing that I saw with the Rams, this was not Matthew Stafford. This was the clone that we were all talking about. That's been that like killed him because like, look, man, I will say this: weather definitely played a factor because
Patford.
It's just he did not play a very good game.
Yeah, he did not.
The funniest thing about this game, like the only thing that I am kind of upset about with this game, the Bears couldn't cover a tight end to save their lives. If the Bears stop one of those fucking plays with the tight ends, completely different game. But I don't give a fucking shit. Anywho, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I will say this. The biggest surprise for me was the Bears cornerbacks finally locking up Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams. Not to say they were non-factors in this game, because bar none, those are non-factors. Those people are not non-factors, but this was Puka Nacua's worst game in probably since the Carolina game. Like, this was his worst game since Carolina, and that was like over 2 months ago.
He was also still pretty good that game, which is the funny part.
Yeah. Like, oh no, man. I can't be disappointed. This was a very successful Bears team this year. And you want to know the best part? We get the 25th overall pick, which means we still have a chance to potentially get a good player. Probably not, but we have a chance.
The draft slides are a guarantee. We just don't know who.
True. We need to. I need the person with the most character issues, quote unquote, to come to my team. Anywho, we're just gonna briefly gloss over the matchups real quick. At 2:00 on Sunday, Patriots versus Broncos. I'm gonna go down the line and ask everyone's pick. Ren, who are you picking?
Broncos.
Noah, who are you picking?
Patriots. Honestly, I think May is probably one of the best. I think May can just dice up any defense by this point. Actually, I do have to say this real quick. May, despite for how bad Stroud played in the divisional round, one thing that kind of got overlooked was that May had a real bad case of fumbleitis in that game, and he's fumbled it 13 times this season.
So he's had a bad case of fumbleitis all season.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, who do you pick?
I am picking the Patriots. You will never catch me picking Sean Payton head coach team.
Magnum, who are you picking?
I said Broncos. I thought we.
Gotcha.
Never mind.
No. It was individual. You're fine. Luke, who are you picking?
I pick New England Patriots. I really want to believe in Jarrett Stidham, but if they had maybe a different backup that I could kind of get a little bit more behind, I would side with it. But 4 starts for Mr. Jarrett Stidham. I'm not gonna buy it this year.
Nick, who are you picking?
I'm going to Patriots. I expect it to be low scoring, and a big reason I'm going with New England is J.K. Dobbins is not going to be playing.
Yeah. I'm going to pick the Patriots. I was going to pick the Broncos, but then I remembered J.K. Dobbins isn't playing. 5-2 split for the.
Even if he was,
the Jarrett Stidham game-winning drive.
True. Anywho, 5-2.
Don't get me wrong. If the Broncos do win, I will laugh my ass off.
Anywho, 5-2 split in favor of the Patriots. Up next, we have the Los Angeles Rams versus the Seattle Seahawks. Ren, who are you picking?
I don't have a soundboard for it. But give me the Darnold.
All right, Noah, who are you picking?
Between us, yeah, I'm going to go with the Seahawks, and honestly, I don't think it's going to be really that close. The Seahawks have just one of the best defenses I've seen.
You mean I get another?
The Texans are kind of like go for
game?
whatever moves. The Seahawks have a much more calculated defense, just a lot more methodical.
Chris, who are you picking?
Man, this one's tough. This one's really tough. I can genuinely see this going, either way. Man, the Rams have been giving Seattle. The Rams have given Seattle fits the entire year. They should have swept them, but it kind of reminds me of the Bears and the Packers almost. And I feel like this game could also go pretty similar, where the Rams just choke this game away for no reason. But the Rams have actually won games unlike Green Bay. So I am going to go with the Los Angeles Rams. I think that Matthew Stafford will outplay Sam Darnold, and despite how good Seattle's defense is, they've had extreme fits with they've had really bad games against Puka Nacua, and Devontae Adams is actually playing. I think he's actually Devontae Adams is playing this game.
Oh, man,
I think the Rams are going to be. I think the Rams are going to be able to move the ball, but like most of it is, I just think that Sean McVay will call a much better game against Seattle, and I think that Matthew Stafford will simply outplay Sam Darnold. That's simple.
All right.
I think it'll be close. I think it'll be close. I think it will be close, though. It will be a close game.
Fair enough. Magnum, who are you picking?
Seahawks.
Gotcha.
Never mind.
No, you're good. Luke, who are you picking?
Well, a wise man once said, sometimes...
Oh, you're picking the Rams, gotcha.
Shut the fuck up. Sometimes you have to say, this is a $40,000 tournament. I need the money. And you can make jokes about it. That was last week. I could make all the jokes that I wanted to because it was Niners hate week. This week, I'm kind of peeing my pants a little because Sean McVay's in my fucking nightmares. So because McVay is in my nightmares, I would like McVay to be out of my nightmares, and winning this game would be a great start for my nightmares to, okay, cool, you have Bruce. For my nightmares to not be nightmares. And if I can catch a shiny Corviknight, a shiny Halucha, the Seahawks can win the game. I am taking the Rams.
Oh, no. Well, Nick, who are you picking?
I think it's going to be a very close game. I think the Rams are the best matchup of any team against the Seahawks. There's no other team that matches up as well against Seattle as the Rams. I'm not expecting a game like we saw between these two on Thursday Night Football. I'm more expecting more of a game like we saw in the first meeting between the Rams and the Seahawks this year. I think it's going to be a low-scoring affair. Maybe one team finds a way to get more points than I expect, depending on how Puka, Devontae, or JSN do. It really just comes down to, I think it's going to come down to the quarterback play because this is it for Seattle. It really just depends on how Darnold does. Because this feels like a legacy game for Darnold, and if Darnold does well, I'm extremely confident Seattle is going to win, and honestly, they might make if Darnold plays very well, they might make it look easy. But that is not a guarantee, especially given how well the Rams defense played last week. There's going to be a lot of expectations on K9 as well. And Charbonnet's out, but for the Rams, on the other hand, something about how Stafford's looked as of late has not encouraged me, and given that the Bears defense was not the best defense and Stafford just looked completely out of it, and granted, I'm expecting him to play better than he did last week, but I don't know, something about the way the Rams have looked it just kind of rubs me the wrong way, and something tells me it's gonna end up costing them in the end. So, in what will be a very close game, I'm picking the Seahawks.
And I will be picking the Seahawks as well. I believe we have a I believe we have a 4-2 split for that too, or I'm just very dog shit at counting. Anywho, guys, we can stop talking about that and we can finally get to the fucking detention's office. Anywho,
Yay.
since Mr. Bears fan is
As a
the
reminder,
Mr.
fellow principals, we go in draft order of
Yep,
the original pick.
worst team, correct? Worst
Yeah.
team first. All right.
Cool.
Well, with the worst team, also it's for draft positioning. So essentially, we're not going over teams twice. Whatever. I don't fucking care. Anywho, first team up first team up to the principal's office. Let's get it done and over with. The Las Vegas Raiders. Congratulations. You did what everyone expected you were going to do. Actually, no, not really.
No. Actually, I feel like they had.
Did you
I feel like
say
they had
the Raiders
expectations.
could do something with Geno
Here's the
Smith?
thing.
We
Because
did.
like, I feel they
We
had
did say that.
expectations. I thought they had expectations this year. They were horrible.
They didn't trade for Geno Smith to tank, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
Listen,
yeah,
we were not expecting this team to be worse than last year. They were worse than last year.
Yeah.
Worst team in the league.
Yeah.
Look, man, I'm just gonna say this. My stepfather tries to brainwash me, being like, good coaches don't say retired for so long. I need to stop listening to him whenever he says that, because he always says some fucking bullshit like that. Like, regardless, I just want to say this now. Yes, I thought the Raiders were going to be good, but like Nick said, I didn't think they were going to get this far. I mean, I did think they were going to be this bad, but sometimes they fail. Sometimes you fail in a right direction. For example, they failed into Fernando Mendoza, most likely.
Yes. Like, I'm just gonna say with the Raiders, this was I knew the Raiders there was no chance of coming back with this Raiders team when they ran such a limited amount of plays against the Chiefs at Arrowhead, and Patrick Mahomes was literally just doing tricks on them. And this was literally like the Chiefs' worst offensive season, and they were still able to do that. That and once like the goddamn like the fucking like this,
Ring
if you want
around
a
the
game that
rosy.
perfectly no, if you just want a game that perfectly describes the Raiders and just how bad this team was, the fucking Eagles game where they set records of ineptitude against a Kevin Patullo offense. They couldn't stop anything like that, and the offense led by Kenny Pickett couldn't do a damn thing because everything on this Raiders team was completely broken. And you know what? I should have seen the signs that maybe this wasn't gonna go well. You know, maybe hiring a 74-year-old Pete Carroll after it felt like the Seahawks needed a change after, hiring a 74-year-old Pete Carroll to change the culture wasn't a good idea. Maybe I should have known this was gonna go bad when Brendan Carroll, one of the worst O-line coaches in NFL history, decided to take Jackson Powers Johnson away from his natural center position and completely fuck up the O-line, which would go on to be the worst O-line in football. The signs were there that this was going to be a nepotism-led football disaster, and that's not even gaining the fact that the Raiders would fire the highest paid offensive coordinator in football, Chip Kelly, during the middle of the season. This team was somehow worse than the fucking Josh McDaniel years, and that should not be possible.
Like, I mean, I don't know why. I don't know why teams just keep. I don't know why any team just keeps bringing back Chip Kelly. Get this man away from football. Everywhere he goes, he's malignant. Get him
Stay
away
at
from football.
UCLA. That's all you have to
He's
do.
in Northwest.
Get him away from the NFL. That's the thing. Get him
the
away from the
NFL,
NFL.
not college. Get him away from the NFL. Anywhere he touches in the NFL just goes to
He's
absolute boo-boo.
he's the OC for Northwestern now.
It's
Yeah.
it's like I feel like this was
Potential.
I feel like this was like particularly embarrassing year for the Raiders. I mean, it's cool you have the #1 overall pick, but this roster still sucks unbelievable amounts of ass. You have no good receivers. You have Brock Bowers, which is awesome. You have
I mean,
Max Crosby, which is awesome, and not much else.
Well, Max Crosby, he's probably fucking off.
Yeah, he's probably
Yeah.
gone. You can get a good haul for him though.
They should. They should. If we've seen some of the trades, if we've seen some of the trades that have happened, they should get a good haul.
They should
get a good haul. They should get a good haul for him.
The biggest, biggest problem with it is if his cap hit was 17, you will get a haul. His cap hit is 35 million. And
he's still one of the. I mean, he's still one of the better.
And I know he is one of the best defensive players. But one of the biggest things that I've learned with the NFL is usually when you have more money tied to your contract, the harder it is for you to get traded to a different team. It's progressed like your best offer is going to come in March. That's like
I don't even think March. Your best offer might become the beginning of next year because look at Micah Parsons.
You're right, Micah Parsons. But Micah Parsons needed a new deal, and he was young enough to where you'll pay a 2 firsts for him.
Fair enough.
I think because right now he's at $35 million. He's on the older side of things. I think it's going to be a lot harder to get what you want, and to where you have 2 options on the table. Do you swallow your pride and accept a significantly less package? Or do you work towards a resolution and keep him on your roster? And most of the time, it just might make more sense to just keep him on the roster. I feel
you're not getting a good return. You're keeping him.
You'll get the return.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean,
I think they should move on. I think they should move on.
I mean, you've seen like what he said. Like, I don't care about the draft picks. I only care about his winning football game.
You're absolutely right. That every veteran does not care about the NFL draft. That's an every veteran kind of thing. Veterans
no. But like my thing is, you're treating Max Crosby like he's 30 plus. He's 28 years old.
Yeah, you're right.
He's going to be 29 next year.
You're going to get the return.
In his prime. What I'm trying to say is he's still in his prime.
$35 million is a cap hit.
And you should be okay with that because he's one of the elite. Because he's going to be one of the elite edge rushers in the. Because he's still one of the elite edge rushers in the NFL.
Everything that you're saying is 100%
edge rusher is such a hot commodity. Edge rusher is such a hot commodity in the NFL because a great pass rush can really change your defense on a dime. Look at the Falcons' defense. Look at what happens. Look what happens when you have good pass rushers. A team that wants to contend is willingly okay with paying one of the top echelon edge rushers $35 million because at some point you're gonna have to pay someone. You're gonna have to pay someone that much, right?
He's not saying that people aren't willing to pay
I just think and you're going to do it if you're drafted this player or you signed him in free agency. Yes, to all of those, but when you have to trade for somebody, it's so much harder to do. I think it's a lot harder to go out and trade for somebody and to even offer him up to get to the package that you want, to where it's just better to keep the player on your team. You're gonna look for getting at least a first. I don't think anybody offers him a first. Do I wish
that's not true?
Wrong?
That's absolutely not true.
I want to be proven wrong, but I don't think it's gonna happen this year. I don't think it's gonna happen.
I'm gonna say this again. I'm gonna say because I've said this before and I'll say it again. If Sauce Gardner can get 2 firsts, Max Crosby can get at least 1.
Max Crosby can get like 3.
Look,
like what are we doing?
No, okay. If I may chime in real quick, I just want to bring this up. Go ahead, Magnum, real quick.
What I'm saying is like he's not really far off from Michael Parsons and the Cowboys got a 1st round pick for that. So I feel like
Again, the line I said, I want to be proven wrong. I really do. I really want to be proven wrong, but I don't think so.
If I may, real quick, there is a stark difference between when Khalil Mack and Micah Parsons got traded, because I feel like this is pretty clear. So now I'm not gonna say this is something that's flat out 100% true. When Khalil Mack got traded from Chicago at 30, he netted a first round pick. He was 30 years old. Now I'm not saying that Mack.
He netted
Now I'm
two.
not saying. No, the second time, the second time he got traded, because we traded him to LA. When Khalil Mack got traded to LA, he only got a second round pick. Now, I'm not saying that him at the time, Mac was 30. Now, he's going to be going into Max Crosby's going to go into next season going to 29. Now, am I going to say that's flat out going to be, the case? No, but I will just say this. The market gets more diminished the older the edge rushers get. You got Robert Quinn. Robert Quinn had a fantastic season on the Bears. Now, I'm not saying he's a fucking Micah Parsons, Max Crosby level guy, but the year the Bears traded him, the year that the Bears traded him after, he had 18 and a half sacks. That is unprecedented from a guy like that. You want to know what he netted at 31? A fourth round pick. Again, I think there's 100% a case to make that Max Crosby is worth a first. Do I think he's worth a first? For some teams, I think they could. Chicago would probably trade a first for Max Crosby, but I don't think that he would net anything more than a first. Like, if you're getting a first and you're going to like it, like, that's going to be the only thing.
Well, here's the thing.
Okay, go ahead, Nick.
Khalil Mack. You mentioned Khalil Mack after 2021 when he got traded for a second time. The big thing to note with that was Khalil Mack was still an incredible player, but he was coming off a season where he only played 7 games.
Exactly. And that's what I was about to say.
Like, if he had played a full season, he absolutely gets the first round pick.
No, I get that.
I mean, my pushback on that is, like, especially the Robert Quinn thing, is that Robert Quinn didn't have the consistency of eliteness that Max Crosby has been giving the Raiders. That's the problem. He's a good edge rusher. Max Crosby is an elite edge rusher. He's one of the top echelon of edge rushers in the NFL. That's my thing. And when you have a top echelon kind of player, instead of some guy that's just, like, good to great, that can easily net you a first round pick, even despite the contract and despite his age, because he's going to be good into his 30s. Because he's been giving you consistently elite edge rushing play for damn near his entire career. So I don't see why a team wouldn't fork up at the very least a first round pick for him. I think he can net you to, like, three. I'll say, like, three is definitely pushing it, because Micah went for 2, but he can at least net you a first round pick for almost any team in the NFL. Because, again, elite, you don't find elite. Like, it's so hard in the NFL to find elite edge rushers. You can keep drafting edge rusher after edge rusher as much as you want. It is very hard to find elite ones, like a Max Crosby, like a Micah Parsons, like Von Miller at one point in his career. It's hard to find these kind of guys.
Oh no, I get
edge
that.
Rusher, edge is like an edge is such an important piece to your defense. It's so important to your defense.
Again,
so I think teams would fork up a first for it. I don't even think they'd have to wait. Like, I think if Max Crosby was going to be open,
I think the best way to end off with this is, like, it's going to be a wait and see to see what happens in the off season. What happens, and it's a mystery. And again, I want to be wrong. That's kind of the big takeaway that I've said from this. Like, it's not like I'm saying, he's never going to get a first. It's, I don't believe it, and I want to be proven wrong. That's what I want the takeaway to be from me.
Oh, 100%. No one here is.
I just don't really see how that's the hill you're dying on though, because like I feel like the consensus is that he is worth a first round pick.
You're right. There is a consensus. You're right, but it's
When has consensus ever mattered in the NFL?
That's the contract numbers is what's the hardest for me here.
Listen, man.
I think teams are willing to exactly.
Team is willing to take
We'll wait and see. I could be proven wrong here, but I've gotten enough. I've seen
I think you failed
evidence to say
you're missing you're missing the part where I said that he's an elite player.
You're right.
No.
Again, I'm not saying you're wrong about him being an elite player. You're not wrong.
This is getting a little bit.
This is how I see it from my own.
We have other teams to talk about.
We have other teams.
No. Let Luke finish. Finish your last thing. Closing statements.
I know, right? And I've seen the way how I've seen the NFL in these recent years is the more the contract has got length on it, and when there's more money tied to things, that is the biggest hurdle for teams to get through. My question is, if the Raiders are willing to eat some of the money themselves, then I could see three first round picks. But I've learned in all my years watching the NFL, like in sports in general, especially the NFL, the more money you ask to get taken onto your team, the harder it is for the player to be traded and to get the desired return that you want. That is my point in all of this. Can I be proven wrong? Yes. Do I hope I'm wrong? Yes. Because if I'm proven wrong, it means that there's something changing in the wind in the NFL. Whereas that the NFL is being more comfortable with taking on more money and taking more money in terms of trades. And in the NFL, trades are really hard. It's really hard to see blockbuster trade after blockbuster trade. Does it happen? Yes. But it doesn't happen in such the volumes like the NHL, NBA, MLB. There are trades that are going to shatter the internet on a more frequent level than the NFL. And it's based on from that point of view that I have seen in the NFL that I don't think it's going to happen.
I wouldn't say that because Michael Parsons kind of happened.
Yes, again, I said, did you not hear? I said, you're going to get more blockbuster trades in the MLB, NHL, and whatever league I'm missing. Right? You're going to see more blockbuster trades for draft picks. NFL, not so much. It's less frequent.
All I'm going to say is I blame Deshaun Watson and the Browns.
All right, gabble, hear ye. We are done talking about Max Crosby for the sanctity of the future. Because if we talked about him, we'd be streaming till fucking the game time. Anywho, the last thing I will say about the Las Vegas Raiders, don't ruin Ashton Genty. Get the fuck out of here. Anywho. Afterwards, can we have the New York Jets coming into the office? And all I'm going to say is this: Aaron Glenn is super fucking lucky he didn't get fired. With how many people got fired during this most recent batch of firings is insane. How he is.
Did you know this team had 0 turnovers? Like at all?
0 turnovers.
0 interceptions.
They had 4 fumble recoveries. They had no interceptions.
It's weird that in my mind, Aaron Glenn is fired, but he has not been fired yet. But in my mind, he's fired.
He's supposed to be the defensive specialist. He's supposed to be.
When you trade away your best corner, when you trade away your best corner like halfway through the year, yeah, that's kind of the result that happens.
Yeah, but even before that, they were fucking terrible.
They were starting Falcons legend Isaiah Oliver on that team. Goodness. When you said for the Jets to come into the office, they were sitting in the cuck chair because Dante Moore you will not be getting this year. You better trade heavens and earth, the heavens and the earth for Fernando Mendoza, or it is going to be, but
another
in
year of
reality, it's just
Justin
going to be, it is just
Fields,
going to be another
baby.
year. It's not even going to be another year of Justin Fields. It's going to be another year of suffering. Justin Fields has probably played himself out of the NFL. Just he was
He's
unbelievably
a
atrocious.
backup. I think he's
Black
a
Taysom
journeyman.
Hill cometh.
We're gonna get a full year of Brady Cook.
I mean, if
yeah.
you're the Jets, you're gonna do what the Texans did before they got C.J. Stroud. You're pressing the sim to next season after the first drive in the preseason. You're waiting until next
guys,
year.
I have a hypothetical, not a hypothetical, but rather a question. So, out of these quarterbacks, who would you rather have playing? Justin Fields, Tyrod Taylor, Brady Cook, Hendon Hooker, Bailey Zappi, and Breece Hall disguised as a quarterback.
Give me Hendon Hooker. Give me Hendon Hooker.
Yeah, can I say?
I saw some eliteness in Tennessee. Let me see what Hendon Hooker can do.
Go ahead, Noah.
Okay, I want to give a special shout out to Dante Moore for electing to go back to college. There goes New York's quarterback.
True.
By the way, of the list you mentioned, I would pick Tyrod Taylor, but that means he's going to get hurt.
So Breece Hall disguised as quarterback. Welcome back. Anywho, also this team traded for Adonai Mitchell. He didn't even have like a bad season or anything, all things considered. On the Jets.
Well, I mean, he was a part of the. He was a part of the sauce trade. Exactly.
True.
I mean, so like,
they didn't really trade for him.
You're saying it like you're saying it like they were trying to like build up for him. Like no, he was just part of it. He was just part of it.
But yeah, God, miserable ass team. The Aaron Glenn's legacy will be defined in that one GIF. He should be.
It's a very good. It's a very good gift, though. You gotta understand, though.
Yeah. This team is This is one of the more boring teams to talk about. We can just say they're ass so many times, but like, what does that accomplish?
It gets boring every once in a while because like the Jets, it's unlike like the Jets are boring bad, you know. Like it's the same shit.
I think the sad thing is that they've been trying to rebuild over and over and over again. Who was the last great quarterback the Jets had? One great year of Vinny Testaverde.
Pennington. Maybe Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Ryan Fitzpatrick, probably.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
maybe Ryan Fitzpatrick. But they almost made the playoffs, and then he threw them out of the game against the Bills.
Yeah.
The funniest thing from last year was like the owner rejected Jerry Jeudy because of his Madden rating. I wish something funny like that would have happened again. I wish something.
True.
Granted, the interception stat is very funny, but outside of that, there's nothing. There is really not much else to say other than ha ha ha, 0 interceptions.
Yeah. Anywho,
having a team with 0 interceptions, though, that like I feel like that takes skill.
Oh, it does.
Like you gotta try not to take the ball away.
And anywho, I'm gonna grab the stamp. I'm gonna put Super F on their head. Next, now, baby, oh baby, it's time to talk about the best team that is gonna be so funny to talk about. Guys, the Arizona Cardinals, come to the office. You lost to Brian Callahan. The Brian Callahan Titans. Laugh.
The Kyler Murray experiment's over.
Yeah, it's not even just over. It's finito. It is bad. All I can say is Jacoby Brissett looks fun. He's going to be a great piece next year when they go 4-13.
Listen, he's the best stat padder in the league. There's no one better.
Not even Stat Padford.
Yeah, unfortunately for Arizona, I'm really just finding. I think it's gonna be really funny just wondering Now that Jonathan Gannon's gone, who the hell wants to coach this team? Because I don't know who actually wants to coach this team.
They should bring Cliff Kingsbury back. They should bring.
Oh no, Matt Nagy, future Cardinals coach. Dude, that might be their only that might be their only choice.
Like,
Considering
we'll get to Matt Nagy in a bit.
Again, it's really funny how Matt Nagy is just basically in every in talks conversation from next head coach.
True. Next Bills head coach Matt Nagy. Not much else to really.
I mean, it was very clear after the loss to the Titans that anything that you could build on was just gone after that. Like, you can't come back after that.
Yeah.
But don't you get it, man? They were close in one-score games throughout most of the season. That was their gimmick.
So was the Bears So was the Bears in 2024.
Listen again, the Cardinals solely exist just for people to say this could be a trap game. Like that's literally their sole existence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luke has a lot more harsher things to say to the Cardinals.
I'm kind of just waiting till we get past the Big Five. Well, you know what? We've talked about the teams that I think I got a good final opinion on. I think it's basically how I'm going to treat them going forward. And if you are one of these fans of one of these teams, I'm sorry that somebody hurt you so. I don't give 5 flying fucks what these teams do. There's a really good video done by somebody. They did 125 years of depressing history of the Arizona Cardinals, and the slimy shit that they had to do to win their first championship back over Pottsville. Just how slimy, disgusting it all was. I do not care what this organization does. Same thing goes with the Jets and the Raiders. They need you're as much as I wish you good luck on trying to change the culture, I don't think that you can change the culture. This group of teams is beyond
Jesus Christ.
help. I don't care what you do, you're gonna fuck it up. I don't know how you're gonna fuck it up. You just
the Cardinals.
are.
Dang, I swear the Titans are the 3rd overall pick. I guess not. The Cardinals are in such a this is one of the weirdest situations I've ever seen a team in maybe my life, where you have a quarterback that's definitely good enough to start on a lot of teams, but is a quarterback you clearly want to move on from because his contract is just way too high, and it seems like he's just always injured, and also he's short. Did I mention that he's short? Yeah, he's short.
Yeah.
Man, the Cardinals are I don't I'm not gonna lie. If I was GM, I have no idea what I would do with this team. You want to move on from Kyler Murray, but you kind of can't. They're in a situation with a team. They're in a similar situation with a team that we'll get to kind of way down the line, where you have a quarterback you want to move on from, but that contract is so ridiculous that you would probably have to add a 1st-round pick for another. I don't want to say a 1st-round pick. No, that's way too much. You probably have to add a draft pick if you want to move on from him. I just don't see where Kyler Murray could realistically go. He's gonna stay in Arizona more than likely. Maybe he can play himself up to actually living to that contract. I doubt it. But
maybe there's a team that's just so fucking ass next year. They're like, fuck it, we'll take a free draft pick for getting Kyler Murray for the rest of the season.
People were saying that people were linking on Kyler Murray to the Jets, which would be hilarious. But
you suggested a trade from Kyler into a straight up or something.
That was me. That would make
me. And I still will push back on that. I still push back on that till the end of my life. There's no universe either of those teams do that.
It's not that there's a universe where any of these teams do that. It's more on the line of you're punting this next season away purely because of how really good next year's QB draft class is, and it's one of those ones where you're okay with swallowing the cap hit for one season and then ditching them in the off season. Like, you're not going to build the offense around them. They're there playing on pure raw skill. And it's sink or swim, bitch. That's what it is.
Then my question is, if that is your game plan for next season, why move on from them at all? It is a complete waste of time.
It's mostly to try to ease on the cap hit, on the dead cap. You're easing it for one season. That's why.
You talk about how good the next TV classes. We said this this year. We literally said this year.
We did initially thought that the quarterback draft class coming into this year was good. I sold my stock after week 3. The big names. I sold all my stock. It was just Mendoza at that point. Could that still happen next year? 100%. But there's I think we can all admit there's a lot more names for next year, and depending upon how it could all play out to where it's just like this year, where it's, man, this group really fucking sucks. Next, right? It could be one of those ones, but this group could also be really good and just as advertised too, and. Well, it's a wait and see, but I think you're okay with, for 1 year, if they work, cool, you found someone. If they don't, you cut them, and it's an ease of a dead cap for 1 year. That's what, it's a money thing. It's secret. It's literally if you haven't seen DBZ Abridged episode 60, when Cell spits out his children. He looks at them and it's sink or swim, bitch. And that's what it's going to be for Tuna the Fish Sandwich and the Midgets. Sink or swim.
No, Kyler the no scoper.
Yeah. All I'm hearing is that neither of these players will be moved. And they will be on their team for another year.
Neither of them could be moved. That could be the case.
I don't think either of them are going to be moved. I think they're going to be Cardinals and Dolphins for the foreseeable future, especially Tua. Tua is kind of disgusting.
Tuna the fish sandwich, man.
Yeah, no, the Cardinals situation just seems impossible. Oh, no, I'm saying impossible. This situation just seems rough. There's pieces there for sure. It's not pretty though.
All I'm gonna say is, in the famous words of Moist Critical, the Cardinal situation is crazy. Next. Anywho, up next, we do have the Tennessee Titans, in which, you know what? Congratulations. This year was a complete disaster until Brian Callahan got fired, and then, you got to see a half season of football. I regret to call it good.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I also regret to call it decent.
These motherfuckers had Mike McCoy as their acting head coach. Yeah, no, it wasn't good football. It wasn't. It was really bad.
But you know what? At the end of the day, Cam Ward is a fucking G. We are Cam Ward truthers here. Anyone who isn't a Cam Ward truther, the door's right there. We love Cam Ward.
We got a phenomenal soundbite. The best thing about this team is we got a phenomenal soundbite from this year, from this team.
I mean, we keep it a buck right now, we ass. So
we keep it a buck right now, we ass. That is going to be an eternal, legendary soundbite that I will always use, probably for the rest of my life. It was amazing.
Yes,
I think the best part of the Titans that isn't that soundbite is the fact that they didn't hire Matt Nagy as their coach.
Good job. I really like the Robert Saleh. I really like that hire.
They won the Super Bowl, i.e., they beat the Cleveland Browns, who started Shadur Sanders. So they basically won the Super Bowl. So
don't talk about Shadur. Ooh,
no, we're gonna get to him real soon. We're gonna open the Shadur files in a bit.
I have a lot of shit to talk about that team.
Yeah.
For some reason, some reason, our fan bases are beefing.
But you want to know what? At the end of the day, is anyone really mad at the Titans? Because I feel like everyone's just mostly the same. Of you know what? Good on you. You finally got over the weirdo in your life. Now, check back with me in a
I really
couple
do.
months.
I mean, I do trust Sala, at least more or less so. Like that more than Callahan at least.
I really
That's what I'm
like the
saying.
Sala hire. The Sala
I mean,
I
Robert
really like the
Saleh is
Salah
like,
hire too.
I was really
he's a Mike
hoping they were going to
Vrabel
get Mike McDonald
replacement.
as their OC because I would have think that's just freaking.
McDaniel?
It's like the legendary thing that happens where you get an OC that's extremely competent enough to where Saleh goes, I got the defense, you got the offense, let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, I expect the Titans defense to make significant improvements because they were abysmal last season. They were abysmal
Also,
this
draft
year.
a fucking wide receiver, begging to God, please.
Or I mean, I would draft an edge rusher because this. I mean, well, to be fair, it is a deep receiver class. It's a deep edge rusher class. I'd probably go best edge. I'd probably go with best edge rusher because this defense is just yuck. Disgusting.
Jeffrey Simmons is fine enough in my opinion, but you know,
I mean, the thing with the Titans. Well, here's the thing. The thing with the Titans is they do have good guys in the pass rush. The thing I really noticed with the Titans is their secondary is atrocious. Like they need to fix that secondary so badly.
Secondary,
but
right?
They were playing Kyer Elam. They were playing Kyer Elam.
Yeah, fucking Bills draft plus Kyer Elam. And that other guy from Kansas City who was like literally one of the best corners when he was in Kansas City. Darius Sneed. Yeah. I thought that was a good signing, and then
he only played 7 games this year.
I thought that was a good signing. I got fooled like a motherfucker. I really wouldn't mind them taking receiver though. If you can just get some Cam Ward some help. That's not old atrophying Tyler Lockett. Or Tyler Boyd.
Hey, well, again, former Seahawk.
I forgot to mention Tyler Lockett was on the Raiders. That's crazy. But
Tyler Lockett was
I will
washed,
say this
and
though.
I know that Seattle was going to move off him. I still respect Tyler Lockett for what he did.
I will say this though. Shout out to Alec Ayomanor. I'm still a big fan of him, and he's going to do great things in the NFL.
Yeah.
He's probably also Cam Ward's best receiver.
Also, Gunnar Helm is really funny. Anywho, come back next year when you're not being stupid. Next
wins. Let's get it.
All right, up next, guys. We have the New York Football Giants, another
what a
team
disaster.
where
it's
yes
it's
and no.
a disaster.
The season was a disaster, but we can talk about also like the changes that are going on right now.
It's a very complicated situation. Well, not situation, just a very complicated team in general. I do believe that like with Dart under center, I think they'll be on the up. I do believe that.
100%.
I think in Dart, like he seems like to be the guy. The issue is just like who's gonna lead them? You know, who's gonna lead?
I feel like John Harbaugh is a perfect hire, but I just want to say 2 things real quick. This team's season kind of went down the drain without Cam Scatterboo, and I get it's really dumb to say this about a rookie, but I'm gonna be completely 100% dead ass. If they have Cam Scatterboo down the stretch, they win like maybe 2 more games, and like 6-11 looks far more appeasing.
No.
Not with that.
Not gonna say Scatterboo getting really hurt them. But if you really want to know where like the season went from, hey, we're seeing improvement here. Like there's a lot to be excited for. To oh god, this is another disaster. That Broncos game killed them.
Yeah,
killed them. That was a disgusting choke.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that it happened like the next week after there with the Bears too.
I will say here that I do not think them not getting number 1 overall is that big of a loss for them. I think
that I agree with.
It's not.
Jackson's
not the end of the world.
That I agree with.
The funniest thing too, people also forget that Malik Neighbors was out for the season like 4 games in.
He got MetLife.
Yeah. The funny thing, there's so many good offensive weapons on this team. I don't even think, honestly, if they wanted to go fuck it and go fuck it, we ball offense, just draft fucking Tyson. I think that would be I think their defense would be dog shit. But hey, we now have the NFC version of the Cincinnati Bengals.
I wouldn't necessarily say that their pass rush is very good. They have
their
a very
pass
good
rush
pass
is
rush.
very
That
good.
is it though. Their secondary sucks.
Yeah, their
Well, I mean-
secondary is fucking horrible. Their pass
Hold
rush
on.
is very good. It's gonna be even better now that you're hopefully not gonna have a war criminal at defensive coordinator because
Well,
God,
hopefully
Shane Bowen was horrible.
That was
Well,
so
hopefully,
bad.
you know,
Oh gosh.
I mean, hopefully that Abdul Carter can, stray away from porn.
Pressures,
That's
man.
true. That's
Pressures,
true.
man.
Look, man. He needed to put the pressure on himself by watching porn in the classroom.
This man really thinks he's about to win Defensive Rookie of the Year. Don't make me laugh.
But listen, I will say though, for the Giants and all that, like I know we talked about them drafting a receiver. Honestly, with how bad that secondary is, if he's available, I think they'd be a perfect team for like Caleb Downs. They'd be a
Caleb
perfect
Downs
team.
would be perfect. I doubt it though, because that's also another person that Tennessee could get. Yeah, he should go pretty high, but if they take Caleb Downs is there, you feel like you take him. You have to take him. That secondary is so bad. Also, wouldn't mind them going offensive line either because they could always improve there. Get another person outside of Emily. Get another tackle outside of Andrew Thomas.
To be fair, from the sounds of it, and this is just what I've listened from like other the offensive line wasn't bad this year. Like, was it the main part of this team? No, but like the offensive line this year compared to where it was in the past, like it was perfectly okay. Like
It's gotten
the funniest
better,
thing
but it
is
still needs work. That's the
their
main
tackles were
thing.
pretty good this year.
Yeah, but they still got to do work on it. I mean,
You can always improve on it. That's what
I think the interesting thing going forward is I do wonder, and mainly because I've seen a lot of Giants fans, discuss this and all that because it seemed pretty clear when it happened that, and this is more just going into next season, it seemed pretty clear when it happened that John Harbaugh was going to be the Giants' next head coach, and it became very obvious because from what I've heard, like Harbaugh getting the job goes a lot deeper than just him being the head coach. Because from what I've heard from Giants fans, John Mora's time on Earth is not long. Like it is short right now, and this Harbaugh getting hired, from what I've heard from many Giants fans, goes a lot deeper than just him being the head coach, and it's a big reason why there's been a lot of organizational changes within the New York Giants going forward.
Yeah.
Either trying to win now. Good luck.
Yeah.
Well, Giants. You weren't a giant failure, but you still kind of sucked.
No, they kind of were a giant failure. I'm not gonna lie. They were pretty.
I like Cam Scadaboo and Jackson
comparing
to
other seasons, like it could be worse. It
could be worse.
True.
I mean, that's
They were
actually
giant
failure. Could have
Soda
finished
doesn't
8
free
and
medium
9.
soda doesn't
That's
even-
the
doesn't
sad
even sniff
thing.
this.
Listen, they were a giant failure, but they had some aura, a little more
True.
aura.
Look, man, free medium soda doesn't even touch this.
Aura, and that's all you
That's
need.
true. Oh yeah, no, we do not want to go back to the Joe Judge years. Oh my goodness.
Look, I'd take a Dable year over any year with Joe Judge. Like, genuinely.
Yeah.
But, anywho, enjoy Harbaugh. Next, now. All right, everyone. We're going to have to be very, very, very gentle with this because the Shadur files are being released. No, we're hunting Browns. Anywho, will the Cleveland Browns come to the office? Anywho, guys, I got a new episode for the Shadur files right here, guys. Live right off the press.
That's weird.
So, apparently, there's rumors that that Myles Garrett broke the sack record because Kevin Stefanski pissed him off so much, and he didn't and caused Myles Garrett to not get a sack for over like what 3 games or something. I don't fucking know. It's some bullshit. Fucking conspiracy theory bullshit.
What do you think he did? Do you think he just had like a shock collar around him, like every time he's
yes. He put it. He put a shot caller around him and told him that if you break the sack record and put the attention on you, I will have you playing in Las Vegas ASAP. But Myles Garrett thankfully broke the record once he knew that Kevin Stefanski couldn't hurt him anymore and he was going to be fired at the end of the season. Anywho, God fuck the Shedeur finals. This defense is elite. Shedeur should be starting next year. Carson Schlesinger for Defensive Rookie of the Year, and I don't know what else to say.
It
Whatever.
doesn't matter what the Browns. Well, it doesn't matter who's their quarterback, man.
Yeah.
Jim runs a freaking circus. The Browns are not good as long as he owns it.
I'm still not over like the fucking I'm still not over like the fucking thing about like the Browns like having like a fucking getting like questionnaires and like like essays.
Oh my god, that's so dumb.
That will have the IDF soldiers rooting for the Cleveland Browns next year.
It's just really funny. It's just like they're like we're getting the first ever AI head coach. Like what do you like? We're getting.
I mean, the thing that just annoys me with the Browns is that they're so back and forth in their approach. They want to be like you either go all in on getting like the hardcore. Yeah, we got to get like the hardcore football man, this and that, and then it's no. You see, actually, do you know what kind of train this is? We have to go with analytics, and they bounce between the two so frequently that no matter what either side does for any terms of way that's going to progress the Browns, the other philosophical way of running things is going to immediately undo this. And it happens every single time.
I think the biggest problem with the Cleveland Browns is so obviously ownership and how like just pitifully this team is run. They're easily in the top, like probably the top 2 worst run teams. Yeah. Maybe in all of sports. This team is the way that this team maneuvers year in and year out is absolutely ridiculous. The way that Kevin Stefanski was scapegoated for this team, and how you see prior to trading for Nasty Man, the team was in the play. I mean, the team was in the playoffs like what felt like every other year. They made it with Baker Mayfield. They made it with fucking Joe Flacco. Won 11 games with him, and then as soon as then they gut the roster for Nasty Man, and then he can't win games because Nasty Man sucks, and their quarterback situation sucks, and they're in a terrible cap situation because of Nasty Man. And that Nasty Man was an owner. It was another ownership and GM thing, mostly ownership that was pushing for him. They said, "Hey, let's give this sexual predator $250 million guaranteed."
I think it was fully guaranteed. Yeah.
252 first round picks. One of those, by the way, one of those first round picks was one of those first round picks. It was either CJ Stroud. No, that one of the first round picks was what's his name?
I think it didn't give like the Texans enough ammo to trade up and acquire the shit record.
Oh, it was Derek Stingley. No, it was Derek Stingley. And the other one was Will Anderson.
Yeah, Will Anderson. Yeah.
If I may, real quick, I want to just flat out say this. Kevin Stefanski, I think, is the first ever coach everyone knew he was going to get fired and knew that move was going to be insanely dumb. Like, legitimately, people want to clown on Sean McDermott getting fired and how Bills ownership sucks. 100% Kevin Stefanski is the best coach this team has had since their fucking rebirth. Like, this coach has nothing on... This is the best Browns coach of all time.
No, like legitimately, this iteration of the Cleveland Browns, Kevin Stefanski is by far and away their best coach. Easily the best coach this team. Easily the best coach this team has ever had. And they said, we're gonna give you dog shit and Nasty Man, and we want you to win with that.
But yeah, just remember the 2 coaches that the Browns had before Stefanski was Hugh Jackson and Freddie Kitchens, just for a little comparison to what would come after those 2. I mean, granted, I knew it became pretty obvious Stefanski was going to get fired, and I think I knew after the fucking Titans debacle, which, yeah, that was stupid. I will not deny that. That was fucking stupid. But at the same time, it more just felt like a, you know what, this man, this look, you're the best coach we've had, but this isn't working. And honestly, you're better off getting freed, which in Stefanski's case, he has gotten freed from the shackles of Cleveland. But I mean, I'm gonna be completely honest. This team is literally, you know, a great defense, but God help whoever has to try and save this offense because that offense is not good at all.
Yeah,
And
good
by the
luck.
way, it's very funny about the whole like the analytical, all-in analytical approach that the Browns seem to be doing again. And I emphasize again because this isn't the first time they've done this, because they did the same shit back in 2016 when they literally brought in the guy who was responsible for Moneyball, and they went all in on analytics, and what it got them was a 1-15 season and 0-16 the next.
You want to know the funniest part too? This isn't even the first. That wasn't even the first time analytics fucked the Browns over. Remember Johnny Manziel hiring an analytics guy to say who the best quarterback in the draft was?
And they
And
said
it was
Teddy
Teddy
Bridgewater.
Bridgewater.
Do you want to know
Yep.
Like
do you want to know the
it's
funny
peak comedy,
thing?
man.
Hey, Taegan.
That no analytics didn't fuck them over. That wasn't even analytics fucked them over.
Yeah.
They let themselves get fucked over because they just wanted to prove the analytics wrong.
Like, the thing that kind of baffles me when we go back to that moment, it felt like at the same time they were trying to go with, like, we gotta do this analytical approach. And then it's like somebody in that organization that made the decision, no. We gotta go for the Heisman winning quarterback, Johnny Manziel. He's gonna lead us to victory. And then they threw out their analytic machine out the door.
I mean, that's basically exactly why they drafted Fedor too, just to get asses in seats, just to get.
Like you want to know at the end of the day why I will never blame Kevin Stefanski for a single thing that he's done for the Cleveland Browns, and there is one reason as to why. He made Donovan Peoples-Jones get over 800 receiving yards in a season. That's all I need to say. Like
Stefanski has worked a lot with less, you know.
Yeah, like legitimately, you want to know the funniest thing about all this too? Yeah, people will say, "Oh, Stefanski never brought the quarterback right." He had the chance to get the quarterback right once. He was forced his hand to get fucking Shedeur Sanders.
That's what I'm saying. Like literally, he had a winning record as a coach before they traded for Nasty Man. Once ownership wanted Nasty Man and gutted the roster for Nasty Man, you can't win games like that. You have all this
like I was just gonna say real quick, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but you want to know what the leading passers for the Browns were since Stefanski was it? 2020 Mayfield, 2021 Mayfield, 22 Brissett, 23 Flacco, 24 Winston, 25 Sanders. He has to work with a fucking rotating carousel of quarterbacks because you stuck him with one of the worst fucking quarterbacks in the goddamn league, and I'm not even talking about his play.
It's not, and it's not only that. It's like you can like go all the way back to Baker Mayfield and how the ownership completely fucked him over too.
We needed an adult. We needed an adult at QB.
We need an adult at QB.
The guy that would probably bring the end to the Cleveland Browns rotating thing. Also, just speaking of Stefanski, guys, hey man, hey. Cleveland Browns people, whoever makes the Shedeur file. Hey, man, I hate to bring racing in this, man. It really doesn't need to this, but like, go ahead and name those QBs again. Just go ahead and name since Baker. Go ahead and name those QBs.
Baker Mayfield, Jacoby. Oh, you need the black quarterbacks. Oh, that's easy.
No. Since Mayfield, just Mayfield included.
Jacoby Brissett, Joe Flacco, Deshaun Watson, Jameis Winston's. Shedeur Sanders, Dorian Thompson-Robinson was somewhere within all of that too.
Jesus Christ.
Like
that's Dylan Gabriel.
Guys,
Dylan
that's like
Gabriel.
5 niggas he's fucking
5 black quarterbacks.
Just rotating.
And they were all ass, except Jacoby Brissett. Brissett was okay.
Like Stefanski, like I told, so because here's the thing, I don't know what I said, because
there are some clear race issues in the NFL. The Browns QB situation is not a race issue.
I mean, like, there is like actual reason to be mad at like the NFL for stuff. Like sometimes it is what it is. Like it is.
Listen, here, guys. There's a reason that Shedeur got drafted in the 5th round.
It's not because of his
I'm saying
colors, it's because he's a dumbass.
I think I believe that Shedeur. I do believe that Shedeur probably should have been a day 2 pick, but he didn't really do himself any favors.
I don't think anyone expected him to fall that hard, but I feel like a lot of the reason is because no one wants the baggage of Dion like orbiting around teams. I think that's
listen. Just know the Amazon rainforest is gonna die because of the Shedeur file.
Also, I just don't understand why you're crying racism when the last two first overall picks quarterback. So like.
Yeah. It's not that they're crying racism. It's the fact that like they think they're just trying to bring Shedeur down because he's black. No, it could be the fact that Shedeur sucks because statistically he played like one of the worst quarterbacks we've seen in the NFL. Period. Statistically he was awful last season. He was bad. Not even statistically, but even the eye test would show that he was bad. He had that one, those 2 games against 2 of the worst teams in the league, and then when he faced any kind of real competition, he folded. But you saw so many times during games where Stefanski schemes receivers open, and he just takes a deep shot into double coverage and gets picked off by Kevin Byers. He's just it could also just be the fact that he's just not good. That could be it. You have a quarterback. You have a quarterback who has a hubris who has a hubris of a 1st round pick and the talent of a 3rd round pick. And that was the main draw. And that was the main drawback with Shedeur is that his ceiling was never that high. And most teams knew his ceiling wasn't high. But when you don't have a high ceiling, but you have the hubris that you think that you have a high ceiling, it's not a pretty look around the NFL.
Go ahead, Magnum.
I was going to say that didn't have anything going for him during that he had one of the worst receiving cores in the league. So that has to happen. That has to be played into something, you know.
True.
That has to.
Yeah. Like I said earlier,
what the fuck happened to Jerry Jeudy? Like straight up, what the fuck happened to Jerry Jeudy?
I want to know what happened to him too.
He's awful.
Dude, they traded like a 4th round pick for him. Everyone thought that was one of the biggest steals of all.
No, I question that still.
No. Amari Cooper too. What the fuck happened to Amari Cooper? Not even for this year. What
got old?
He's just washed. He's just old. I said he's just old.
It's just
it happens.
This team is just fucking annoying. They're a constant stain in people's side, and the fact is,
I do believe that. Shit. Sorry. I just want to say one more thing about Shedeur. I do believe he deserves at least one more year, of trying to be the Browns quarterback. But at the same time, does it really matter? It's the Browns.
See, I see you're gonna adopt how I'm gonna treat the bottom 5 organizations. You could do every single right move. Don't care. You're the Browns.
The one thing I will say to cap this all off so we can move on is this. As a white man, it is very hard to speak on race issues because not all of them affect me. But when I can confidently
None of them do. What are you talking about? Not all. None of them do.
No, my general point is when I can sit here and say that Kevin Stefanski is not a race issue, I think that just says a lot to how the type of people you're going to be hanging out with for the next couple of years. I saw this shit with Justin Fields. Enjoy the time, Cleveland. Next.
Browns fans are just crybabies. Not even Browns fans. Shedeur fans are just crybabies.
Yeah, Ren, I feel bad for you. Ren and and Chris, I do feel bad for you having to deal with that, dealing with
No,
the
I mean
no,
that's I
Shadow's
mean like no listen because like, we'll get to them because I have a bone to pick with Falcon. I have a bone to pick with Falcon fans too. I have a bone to pick with Falcon fans.
About the Stefanski hire. So you know what? I'll talk about what I told him when we get to him.
Yeah.
cool.
Well,
I got the bone to pick there. Yeah.
well, up next we have the Washington Commanders. Would you please come to the office, please?
Congratulations.
Not much to really say. It was generationally bad for a moment, but like in
Here's
all
a fun
honesty,
fact. Did you know that Josh Harris likes his teams to be old?
He sure does, and
Yeah.
I don't know why. Like I don't know why he really fucked the Washington Commanders window really badly because they kind of weren't like they were easily ahead of schedule, and when a team like that is ahead of schedule, you don't want to try to rush the contending window. You kind of want to keep everything like
Even when
together.
they made it to the conference championship, they were the oldest team in the league. So like, even like piling on that like is a very suitable thing to do.
the thing is too about the Commanders, we can chalk it up to them being like, oh wow, they were hurt or whatever,
They were
but
really hurt,
like
though. They were
yeah,
really
they
were.
were 100% hurt. But I do want to say this: the way that Dan Quinn coached this year was not something that I would say instills confidence going forward. Now,
I've
am I
seen it
going to
before.
say he's a I am not going to sit here and say that he's going to be bad or anything, but I'm going to say there is some writings already being written on the wall. Could that all
No,
go
yeah,
away next
I
week?
think
100%.
I think he's gonna get fired. I think he's gonna get fired within like the next 2 years.
I
I
don't.
don't think
Yeah,
he's like he's not he's like he is there as a culture guy. He's there to set the
yeah.
culture, get the culture right. He did it in Atlanta. Like the culture was good. The culture was damn. I don't want to say the culture was damn good. We don't want to we don't want to think. We don't want to think. We do not want to think about anything that involves Dan Snyder. But
But it was
like the culture in Atlanta was good, but he is a merchant of is my defensive coordinator and my offense are my defensive coordinators and offensive coordinators good? Because if they're not, Jesus Christ, what do I do?
Like,
Literally, what do I do?
I just wanna go into the offensive coordinator side. Like the thing about Cliff Kingsbury is that like once people figure out his college offense, like you're kind of done. You're kind of
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
who the
I'm
fuck do they
gonna.
even have an OC search? Go ahead, Nick.
I'm just gonna say this about Dan Quinn. This is why I was like, this is why I was like, listen, 2024 was a great season, but I'm gonna give it more time to see what happens here because this is very much shaping up like he is speed running his Falcons tenure in Washington because,
Quite literally.
it's off to a
Oh
great
yeah,
start,
David Blau
and then
is
it
the new
gets off
OC.
to a great start, and then it just completely falls apart.
David Blau, the
And
former quarterback. Oh my god.
wait.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, he's 30 years old. He's
yeah,
30
he's the
years old.
OC. He's
I
the new
remember
Hey,
OC.
if he cooks, he's gonna be a hot coaching
He played
commodity.
against us one year. He played against.
Yeah, yeah,
He
and
did
we
on
kicked his
Thanksgiving.
ass.
On Thanksgiving, but
Wow,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I do think I think the big failures with Washington, and this is a big reason why I feel like in terms of how to go in a season where you make such a massive jump from where you were the previous season to, where Washington had such a great 2024 season and then it all falls apart the year afterwards. Where did everything go wrong? Granted, some of it was definitely gonna happen because that offense just got completely decimated with injuries all around, but I think the big failure of the Commanders and why they they were doomed to fail regardless of how healthy that offense was or not, they, like, they did absolutely nothing to improve the defense other than, signing a 36-year-old Von Miller.
No,
And that
Nick, you don't understand. Signing the Von Miller is a push that's gonna get them to the Super Bowl, clearly. Because
I
look at what the Buffalo Bills
yeah, the
did.
I
Super
really do
Bowl
agree.
Super Bowl for senior citizens. Look, I mean, here
I,
the thing with Washington, I just wanna finish this through. real quick. The thing with Washington is like their defense, as good as their 2024 season was, that defense was not good, and it needed serious improvements. And they did not get those serious improvements. And what you had was one of the worst defenses in football.
Yep, no, and it's just like I was just about to get to that. I thought that their offseason last year was very questionable, to say the very least.
Javon Kinlaw, $45 million for 3
Exactly.
years.
That is a disgusting contract that they gave them, man, because he wasn't good anywhere he was. He wasn't good in San Francisco.
Also, he has a dead cap hit next year of $23 million, so they can't even cut him next year.
Can't cut him. You are just gonna play that, man. Like it wasn't even just that. It was kind of like just a nightmare year for the Commanders, like where a lot of the guys you expected to make a leap were just kind of stagnated, like Frankie Louvu, who had a fantastic year in 2024, was kind of atrocious in 2025. Hopefully he can bounce back in 2026. Like they desperately need help at edge. They desperately need help in the secondary. They need help at offensive line. They even need help at receiver. Because like as much as I like Terry McLaurin, after that it's kind of gross.
Debo was good. Like Debo was good.
They got Debo though. I
don't really care. I'm not gonna lie. I really don't care. Like Debo's fine. Like he's fine. I don't care. I don't really care about that. Get an actual receiver.
A new dimension of the
probably not even just an actual receiver 2. Draft probably a receiver 1 at some point, because Terry's getting is on the older side of is getting on that older age of wide receivers. But like it was bad. It was bad when the NFL was just trying to industry plant Bill, when he's like he's not going to be that guy. Get a real running back too. There's so many ways that the Washington can improve the roster, and they just did not do it last offseason.
They're trying to like gas him up as like a fantasy merchant, and like that just didn't happen. That just they were like trying.
Go ahead, Nick.
Also, they're going to need a new. They're also going to need to address the tight end situation, because Zach Ertz is probably done.
Yeah.
First career. Yeah.
Honestly, can I just say this too? Another big guy that just never wound up really doing an impact, Marshawn Lattimore. I get he was hurt this year, but even when he was traded to Washington, he's good, but he was good, but he's just not where he was anymore.
No, he was not. No, he was ass. He was ass when he played for Washington. He was really bad.
He was horrible.
He was horrible.
Yeah. They were playing Noah Igbenogany.
Exactly. They were unserious.
The guy who got fucking.
And the signs were there.
Against the Steelers.
But the signs were there that Lattimore was going to be. That Lattimore was going to be terrible, even going back to like that playoff run. Like he did not have a good postseason. He was
body bagged by Mike Evans. Oh my goodness, Mike Evans was killing him, and he was bitching up a storm while he was too. Like it was really bad.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'm sorry, a team is unserious when you're starting 35-year-old Bobby Wagner.
Bad Fantasy's their best defensive player.
It's crazy because like Bobby Wagner's instincts are still very clearly there, but the funniest thing about that, honestly, it really sums up Washington's entire season, is watching Bobby Wagner try to go in coverage with Bijan Robinson. Like, that was hilarious to watch, because Bijan Robinson really just dusted him. Like, there was no universe Bobby Wagner was going to ever be able to cover Bijan.
They started Jacob Martin all season. A fucking
I don't know why. I really don't know why. Like, as much as I love Bobby Wagner, I think he should probably like retire.
Yeah.
Because like his instincts are very clearly there. Like you see the way he plays, you know, his instincts are keen and sharp. His athleticism is dead to rights. It's horror. It's just gone. There's no speed, no burst, no nothing. So Washington, you guys honestly, they have a lot of work to do. I think they can. I don't think the bounce back is going to be this year, because there's still just so many holes in their roster. They got to fix. They have to address the edge. They have to fix that secondary. They need to make offensive improvements. This could be another bad year for Washington next year.
A retool doesn't help them. They need a retool.
I don't think they need a rebuild. I don't think a rebuild isn't necessary. But like they just kind of need to. They just honestly just need to do better in free agency, because last year was terrible. If they can hit on a few free agent signings, have a good draft this year. Like they could, you know, they could be competitive.
Yeah. Well,
they're gonna need a
say,
lot of help, but I think Jaden Daniels' upside really helps them.
That's another thing for sure.
True.
It's not gonna be totally cooked for them, but seeing as though they don't have a lot of draft capital to work with this year, good luck.
At least they have their first.
Anywho, Washington, how about you go command yourself a sandwich or something? I don't know. Up next,
hey, Jaden Daniels still made it further than Caleb Williams in the playoffs, and also played better than him too.
Okay, man. Okay.
Just want you to know. I just want you to know who's still the.
I just in the future.
I just want you to know who's still the second, if not the best quarterback from this draft class. That's all I wanted to say. All I wanted to say.
We'll see. We'll see. Up next, we have. Can the New Orleans Saints come to the office now? Before the Falcons fans here completely fucking thrash them for the rivalry of hatred. I will just say this: this was a fantastic season for them. They didn't make the postseason, but you know what? Tyler Shuck looks like a pretty.
I wouldn't go out of my way and say fantastic, but I mean Shuck does look like very solid at quarterback.
He looks very serviceable. He looked good. He looked pretty damn good.
Honestly,
not against us, but he looked pretty good.
He might be offensive. He might be offensive player of the year. Offensive rookie of the year.
I would still give it to that.
That's going to I don't know what that's going to.
Yeah. Still, I think that should say a lot about how this team has been. Like, good season for them. Yeah, does it suck that they were like this? Yeah. Honestly, I think the biggest loser on the Saints this year is Spencer Rattler because his ass is going to be playing for the New York Giants next year. But
his ass will be playing for fucking the XFL next year. Fucking me.
Yeah, but yeah, just not really much else to say other than congratulations for the Saints. I mean, they got some value out. Yeah, they got some value out of Rashid Shaheed, and if they get a pretty good draft under their belt, they could be fighting for the South next year because of how bad it is. Pending how everyone else depending on how everyone else does, but in general, you can't be upset about this season. This is just one of those moments where it's just like you hope the bad team progresses, and they did. And you want to know something? I think Kellen Moore could be the coach for the future for this team. I think he can.
He did good. He did good in year one.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna put all my fandom and hating aside. I'm gonna be completely objective to start. I just want to preface this. I will be hating after this, but I want to just put my fandom and just be completely objective. This was like, especially for expectations coming into the season, this was a very, very good season for the Saints because everyone and their mother expected this team to be the worst team in the league. And I think Kellen Moore did a great job with what he had. They should have started Tyler. They probably should have started Tyler Shark way sooner because that Spencer Rattler shit. Hell no, I don't know what they were thinking.
Hey, Rattler was good for like the first 2 games.
And then he was dog shit afterwards. But I think Kellen Moore has a lot of potential as an NFL head coach, at least for the New Orleans Saints. I think with the situation he was given, with how unattractive that job looked, especially in the offseason, because he was one of the last hires in the coaching carousel, well, at least in terms of being a head coach, because the job for the Saints was just so undesirable. Like they didn't have a quarterback. They weren't in the draft position to really take a good quarterback, and the roster was old. There was a lot. Their roster was old. They were just up to button cap for no reason. Not for players that they weren't even on their team, and their roster was just genuinely in flux. But I think Kellen Moore did a great job with what he was given. Tyler Shuck looked pretty good. Alvin Kamara, Alvin Kamara is still very serviceable. Chris Olave, someone I definitely want to shout out because a lot of people are writing him off. He had a fantastic year this year. He showed.
Johnson.
Juwan Johnson was also really good for them too. He showed why he was one of the top receivers taken in that draft class. Is he better than Drake London? Hell no. He's still probably. Someone save. I forgot to say this. I forgot to say this with the Jets. Someone save Garrett Wilson, please, for the love of God. Someone save him. But this was like for how expectations were for this team, being the worst team in the league. You take a 6-win season, you run with it. There's a foundation, there's something that you can build on for this team. And now I will get into the hating. Always remember who daddy is, okay? Just remember, every time you wake up, remember who daddy is. We own you. The Falcons own you. Swept. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all will never be shit to us. We came into your crib, whooped your ass. You came into our crib, we whooped your ass again. Like it will always and forever be belt. You're not winning the NFC South. It's going to be our year this year. You guys suck. Fuck you. That's all I got.
All right.
Just remember that.
You go.
Anything else? No, just in general. I mean, if anyone had anything else.
No.
Keep progressing, Saints. Just keep going.
Yeah. Alrighty then. You know what? May the Bears' Holy Spirit cast blessings upon you or something. I don't know. Up next we have the Kansas City Chiefs.
Ooh.
Would you please report to the office?
Never thought I would say that in my entire life.
I'm saying all-time bad year for the Chiefs this year.
I think out of the worst, out of all the teams, I think the Chiefs just by expectation wise at the worst year.
100%.
Expectation wise, absolutely.
Can I just say something real quick? Statistically, this was one of Mahomes' worst years. I think after this year, he's shown me that he will never be anything worse than quarterback 2. Like, he was doing his all to put that team together. And I'm going to be completely honest, the lack of depth and the lack of, good drafting from this team, I think put them in this situation.
Oh yeah, this has been
that's what happens when you win.
This has been compiling for a while now. Just by you saw it and you saw it last year. You saw how close they were to losing basically every game they won. The game was going to break eventually, and it just so happened to be this year. It just so happened that basically
and the thing is,
it really broke in the Super Bowl against the Eagles where they got their ass kicked.
Yeah, the funniest thing too, people were expecting a big jump for Xavier Worthy this year, but he just of course Ren does that. People were expecting a huge jump from a guy like Xavier Worthy this year, and he fell flat. Like, everyone was saying Buffalo fucked up letting the Chiefs get this. And people are going to be like, well, Mahomes got hurt. Xavier Worthy played most of the season.
There was a point in time where he was hurt, though.
True, but
the whole Rashee Rice fiasco, where which is about to get worse.
Yeah.
Honestly, it really couldn't have happened. It really couldn't have happened to a more unlikable team.
Bro, free him, bro. Free that man.
It really couldn't have happened to a more unlikable team. And honestly, they had it coming with the way that they've drafted. They don't have I think the Chiefs have been honestly a little unserious in terms of free agency and especially drafting, because the secondary is Trent McDuffie and the Funky Bunch. The pass rush is solid, but nothing too spectacular outside of Chris Jones. But I don't know how long you're going to be able. I don't know how long you're going to be able to rely on him. But I think where they were really unserious was with this offense, because you just give Mahomes a bunch of scraps at receiving core and maybe the worst running back tandem in the entire NFL.
Yep,
and
no
say,
run
yeah,
game.
yeah, go work with
No
that.
run game.
Because it's really funny you said statistically this was one of Mahomes' worst years. But in terms of EPA per play, it was one of his best years, because that's how much he was carrying this offense.
True.
Their offense
I'm just being more touchdowns, yards, shit on the board.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said. Yeah, statistically, it didn't look that good. But EPA per play wise, he was fantastic.
Yeah. Because I watched a lot of Chiefs games. He looked good, but it's obvious that they just are lacking like any like offensive weapon.
Yeah, their offensive talent is bad. It's really bad.
I knew
like, their best offensive weapon was Travis Kelce, who's probably going to retire this year.
No, he said he's staying. He's staying. He's staying.
Go ahead, Nick.
Eric.
I was gonna say, like, I knew the Chiefs. It really felt like, in terms of vibes, the Chiefs were cooked when Patrick Mahomes, would go out there, throw like 4 touchdowns, I don't know, around 300 yards or so, doesn't turn the ball over, and the Chiefs still would find a way to lose that game. When they can't even win those games, that's a problem.
This year, what was their record in 1-score games?
6-11. Without Mahomes, it was
I think he was asking their record in 1-score games.
In 1-score games, I said.
Oh, the record in 1-score games. Looking that up right now.
It was like the complete opposite of the year
2
before.
loss, 3 losses, 4 losses, 5 losses, 1-5, 1-6.
Also, you also saw like on that team,
1-8.
You also saw on that team there was no discipline on that team.
Also too, and I get this is such like in hindsight move. This is whatever, but it should have been the writing on the wall when the Chiefs decided we don't want to pay Joe Thuney and decided to ship him off to Chicago. I get that's a real homer. Yeah, but at the same time, this guy has won 4 Super Bowls, and he is probably, at bar none, one of the like top 3 best offensive guards in the game, and you're deciding to trade him just because he's on the older side, just so you could keep Trey Smith, who I believe had a worse year than the year previous. It's just
wasn't bad. He wasn't bad, but he did take a step back.
I think it's just I'm sorry, go ahead. I was gonna let you go.
I thought that was Magnum. I thought Magnum had something to say.
I didn't say anything. I didn't.
No, all good. The only thing I was gonna say is the Chiefs are going to be in a very awkward situation, and if you're gonna ask me if I think this team's gonna make the playoffs right now, based off of like first reaction vibes, I will say this: if they don't have a good draft class, I don't think they will.
I think it depends on when Mahomes comes back.
Yeah, I think it depends on when Mahomes comes back and if they win without Mahomes. I think that's the thing.
Yeah, I will say it is extremely funny that the Chiefs got so sick of Matt Nagy that they brought Eric Bieniemy back to be their OC.
Yeah, that's
some of his best years with Bieniemy.
It was like that was always the right. They should have kept Bieniemy to begin with, because I even back then I never understood why Matt Nagy took over like offensive duties. I just don't get it why.
I just
I know he's buddies with Reed, but like it gets to a point, it gets to a.
I think like it's just really funny to me because they were also just like the way how the Chiefs maneuvered like the 2025 offseason was extremely confusing and actually honestly just really bad. It was kind of like they really didn't do anything to like improve their roster at all, because they got their shit pushed in by the Eagles and they said, you know what, let's just run it back, and they did, and it was awful. Like their running back situation didn't get it. Like their running back situation didn't get any better.
Like by the cap, aren't they like very much like?
Yeah,
like aren't they very much in cap health? Are they very much in?
Yeah, it's kind of fucked right now. Currently, over the cap has the Kansas City Chiefs, at I believe at negative 62 million.
Jesus Christ! They can fix that with a bunch of restructures. But
yeah, but
they didn't even. I don't know why they didn't even try to like trade for a running back, because there was some running backs open on the market. Like again, like Tyler Algier could have the Falcons probably could have netted something pretty decent in that return. But at the same time, he's on a contract here.
All I have to say is this: the Chiefs can start saving cap immediately, and you want to know how they do that? They cut Patrick Mahomes for $388,000.
That dead cap is going to be disgusting.
Well, like Mahomes' contract isn't fully guaranteed.
They earned back money. They get
has rolling guarantees to it
for cutting him. Also, Chris Jones, I'm sorry, fucking retire. This was an abysmally bad year.
For him, no, he was pretty decent. He was.
Pressure-wise, maybe, but he wasn't getting on the board.
Well, I mean, yeah, because their edge rushers can't finish shit. That's why.
Still, in general, massive disappointment for the Chiefs. Never thought I would have to say this to a team like this. They're a bad draft away from going down a very haunting path. You better hope Andy Reid stays for a couple of years.
I really don't. I'm really surprised that Veach is still their GM right now, actually. I really am.
He's going to retire with Reid, probably.
Well, I mean, like, the thing is, when you win 3 Super Bowls, it's kind of hard to fire a GM like that. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And also another thing that people don't really understand is that Chiefs ownership is kind of terrible.
True.
Yeah, they lucked into
the Hunts were
the thing
labeled
that's
one
really
of the worst
crazy is that they really lucked into Mahomes being so
really
fucking good.
Like, the fans of Kansas City don't even like their owners. Their owners are pretty shit. They lucked into Mahomes. They left him injury.
Knifed him in the fucking back. That's what they fucking did.
Well, anywho, Chiefs, we'll probably not see you again next year. Up next we have, speaking of shitty ownership, we have the Cincinnati Bengals.
Ooh, I fucking hate this team. Fuck this team. Oh my goodness.
Honestly, I can't even be like, this team's terrible and all, but we got Joe Burrow on the Bengals.
It is one of the most frustrating. They're like probably out of like all the teams. I think they're like the most frustrating. Like I don't get like mad at them, or maybe I do. But I get mad at the same way I look at like a disappointed parent. You know, I feel like you could do so much better than this. Like Joe Burrow, why are you still here? Why are you still?
He was playing out the fucking season. They lost to the Cleveland Browns, who were playing for nothing. Like,
this team is just, my gosh, man. Like they're like, I'm not gonna lie, they're one of the teams I am constantly on that are constantly on my hate watch. I despise their ownership more than anything, because what I hate is when you are an NFL franchise, and you are running your organization like a bunch of broke boys. Like, what are you doing? Why are you acting like you're like? Why is your ownership so cheap? This isn't the MLB. You're in the NFL. You have cap space. You have things you can actually spend money, and you just like completely neglect your defense. Is literally, legitimately one of the worst defensive units of all time. And it's funny because they weren't even the worst defensive unit in the league. We will get to that team soon. It's just like, it really is just frustrating watching this team. All the time they have T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow. Offensive line is still shit. Defense is still super shit. How are they going to improve this team? But Shamar Stewart's ass. He's awful, and they can't draft either. That's another thing. They cannot draft.
Even in hindsight, like Shamar Stewart was always seen as like a project. You know, he was always seen as like.
And he went to the worst place to be a project defenseman.
They really didn't have something like one of the things that really holds me back with Shamar Stewart is like, you weren't around for OTAs. You almost missed the start of training camp too, and like you were heavily like there was a genuine shot you were going to go back to Texas A&M. Like, genuine shot.
I don't even blame him because the ownership was
trying to get the bag. Like, he was just trying to get the bag.
Not even that. Like, no, it's not even that he was that. It's the ownership was lowballing him with a rookie contract because the ownership is so cheap. How do you lowball a first round pick's rookie contract? Why? It was a horrible look on both parts, and honestly, it was really just telling of what the Cincinnati Bengals season was going to be. It doesn't matter what heroics. Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow try to do, and like T. Higgins try to do, that this team is just always going to be bogged down by terrible ownership, terrible GM that cannot draft or sign free agents. And don't even get me started on Zach Taylor, because for some reason he is still this team's head coach. But like honestly, he got the team to the Super Bowl, so that is essentially a lifetime contract for the for them.
He's the best coach in the AFC North, man. Best
coach in the AFC North. No, Jesse Minter just got
high
key,
I think Jesse Minter is better than him already.
I remember. Y'all talking about the Bengals reminded me of when we did the preseason thing, and I remember what I said. My key point was the Bengals. Like, I think this team can be good if the defense can be better and they protect Joe Burrow. They did neither of those.
They weren't better.
They did neither of what.
Look, this Bengals season, like, if there's any way to just sum it up, this is literally just 2024, except Joe Burrow got hurt, and they were worse in many areas. There is nothing new to really say with this team. They are the Bengals.
It got like early on in the season, it got to a point where like we were potentially witnessing like the worst defense in football, like history.
History, exactly.
This team lost to the Justin Field Jets.
They made
shootout too.
They made Justin Fields in 2025 look good, man. They made
Justin Fields in 2025.
Look, man, the one thing that I want to say, because everyone shat on the Browns, but I wasn't able to. The Browns are like that one video that's like, "Hey, Dad, can I borrow $50? $50? My own son is asking me for my last $20. Help, cop! There's this guy trying to rob me for $10. You'll be hearing about the $50 you still owe me." That's what I imagine the Browns are. The Paul Browns, I mean. Like, you guys know the video I'm talking about, right?
I don't know that video. I don't know that.
I'll send it afterwards. But it essentially it's just saying that the Bengals are fucking cheapskates, and
cheap as fuck. They're super
cheap. They are cheap as hell.
It's frustrating, and nothing is ever going to change until their ownership changes, and I don't think that ownership is changing anytime soon.
Maybe the company will be better when Vince McMahon dies, but it's
just going to be taken over by his doofus son-in-law. But
free Joe Burrow for the love of everything that's holy.
Actually, no. Real quick, go ahead, Magnum. Real quick.
I think we're witnessing like Stockholm syndrome. This is like Damian Lillard with the Trailblazers, you know? Like he is stuck so much with them. Like he is stuck with this like idea of loyalty to this team that like despite like them trying to kill this guy every fucking time. Like he just refused to leave. He will just refuse to.
Oh no! In my opinion, I'm done feeling sorry for the Bengals and Joe Burrow, because Jamar Chase and T. Higgins advocated. I want that clear in your minds. Advocated for Zach Taylor to stay there until he leaves. These people don't deserve anything nice because they're advocating for mediocrity. I don't care if they're your drinking buddies. I don't care what fucking coach-player relationship there is. It is clear that he is not the reason you are winning football games, and is the part of the reason why you are losing football games.
It's different how it works for players. I'm sorry to interrupt, but this is just...
know.
It's different. It's stupid, but it's fucking different. I don't... Sometimes I don't get it, but you know what? This is how the NFL works at times. And you know what? Whatever happens, but I think going forward, there's not much new to really say about the Bengals.
How do you guys go from being respected from being disrespected to respected, then back to disrespected all in record time? That's what stuns me.
This is what Joe Burrow and a good defense with Jesse Bates on it will do for him. Also getting extremely fucking lucky during that playoff run, by the way. Like, I don't think you guys understand how lucky the Bengals got that playoff run. It took an all-time bad game from Mahomes, an all-time bad game from Ryan Tannehill for them to lose in the Super Bowl to the Rams, who also played a bad game Matthew Stafford played a bad game, and Sean McVay coached an awful game that game too. This team deserves literally everything that happens to them. I hate them with all my heart and soul. They will eternally be on the hate watch until ownership changes or something changes. Sick of seeing Zach Taylor's goofy ass. Be better.
Anywho,
Or be worse. I don't care.
Anywho, fuck this team. Next! Up next, will the Miami Dolphins come to the office?
Well, here we go. Another team that is in what feels like an impossible situation, like the Cardinals, except they're a little better.
All I'm gonna say is this:
Ross kind of screwed everything up.
I did not expect like the decline of Tua to be as drastic as it was.
Those concussions, man. They fucked that nigga up. They fucked him up, bro.
Look, man.
They fucked him up.
Tuna the fish sandwich will be a meme for the rest of
my
life.
It is so clear that injuries just took whatever like athleticism that like Tua has had. It is clear. And
all the concussions and honestly the fucking hip injury he suffered going back to college, like it all adds up.
Really fucked him. Really did. Yeah, they needed to. Unfortunately, they needed to fire Mike McDaniel. I think Mike McDaniel's still one of those. I think he's still one of the brightest offensive minds in the NFL. It's just that
100%.
when you like, it was so obvious like last year that he lost that team's like that he just lost the locker room because like his personality. When you just have like a nerd like that and you're not winning, it goes from like, haha, look at this goofball to like, okay, shut the fuck up.
Look at
We
this.
don't want to. We don't want to do this. Like,
No. What's that one tweet about Mike McDaniel?
Oh, here it is. Yeah, hold on. I got it. I bet Mike McDaniel's goofy nerd shit goes over great when you're winning. But if you're getting your ass kicked and that little twink gets in front of the locker room at halftime and nasally deadpans an MCU joke, nasally deadpans an MCU joke at me, I'm swinging.
Exactly, yes.
Look, man. I don't think this is a Mike McDaniel fault thing. Again, he was just another guy that was stuck with a lame duck quarterback.
It also doesn't help that doesn't help that Tyreek Hill got injured as well.
True.
And did himself no favors.
Like didn't do himself any favors.
Yeah, and he might
offensive line.
People are forgetting that Tyreek may also just be out of the NFL this year. He's been fake posting a lot on Twitter right now.
He's out. Oh, listen, I'm ready for his ass is. Listen, you can go ahead. Well, clear out whatever family situation you have. Go ahead and go.
Man, get that podcast like gear ready, man. Get that.
Yeah, he said he wanted to do porn. He said he wanted to do porn.
Oh.
Hey, man. Well,
no.
Does he want more kids?
Well, the Dolphins.
Doesn't surprise me.
The Dolphins are another team.
How many baby mamas?
Oh my gosh. The Dolphins are another team that can't draft, unsurprisingly. Secondary sucks. Defense honestly just sucked ass the entire year. Offensive line was still pretty bad. Tua was up and down like crazy this season. Like there's some games where he looks like that, that like 2022, 2023 Tua. And then there's games where he's just Tua turns the ball over. Which is
I feel like that happened more often though. That I feel like those overshadowed any.
Do you hear that? Do you guys hear that?
Hear
Oh,
what?
you want the hometown kid? What pick did the Dolphins have? Do y'all hear that? Oh my god.
No. Look, man. Carson Beck first round pick is not going to happen with the Dolphins.
Wow.
Why would you want right-handed Tua on your team?
No, that's disrespectful to Tua. Hey, do not insult Carson Beck the idea versus Carson Beck the man. Thank you.
Man, why are you making fun of Sid the Sloth like that? Come on.
It's very funny to think that's real though. It's very funny.
You know what? Nah, I'm thinking it's real. Fuck it. Nothing will stop my imagination.
Like, listen, man. He may have like the writing skills of an 8th grader, but you know what? He said trans rights, and that's all that matters.
That post, hate to crap in the parade, but that post was AI.
Yeah, I said it was fake. I did say it was fake. Don't worry.
Yeah. I will just say about the Dolphins. I mean, with Mike McDaniel, I feel like after like Chris Greer got fired, I feel like his fate was always sealed. When you would just hear him just say the most random, most random ass shit at press conferences, and it's like, listen, if you're winning, if you're like a Joe Mazzulla and you're winning and doing that shit, you get away with that. But if you're losing and you're just saying random nonsense, yeah,
You
you're
look
not.
goofy as fuck.
Yeah, you
we
just
all,
look like
we
a
all just
clown.
die at
Tua
some
had.
point,
That
we
was
all
so
just
funny.
die.
Like Tua could never shut his mouth. He could never shut the
Dude,
up.
look, man, he wants to play a game in Jerusalem. Well, he has the next best thing he can play in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, let's play a game in the Gaza Strip, guys. I don't like.
My God.
But yeah, all I'm gonna say about that is, honestly, I never saw the vision in Tua, and I'm glad that I'm proven right. Not really that I'm
it
glad that
wasn't
I'm
really.
proven
Tua
right.
was. It's hard to believe, but Tua was good at one point.
He was damn near
Right.
elite at one point.
Yeah, it's just I didn't watch college football at that time. I just mostly went off vibes, and the eye test for me with Tua at the time was just, nah, I don't see it in this I don't see it in this guy. But it does suck. It does suck to see someone's career potentially ruined by injuries. But hey, Quinn Ewers is gonna run it back for the Dolphins next year because I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me with how this draft class is.
Listen,
But
I listen. Diego Pavia, he gets drafted. He gets drafted in the 6th round. He gets drafted.
Oh my god.
That would be
they're just gonna
funny
run
if
it back
Diego
with
Pavia went to the 6th round, because that just shows you that I think Diego Pavia is at least worth a late 1st round, so early 2nd round.
Okay, let's not go late 1st round. Let's go let's go 2nd round, 3rd.
He
I don't
was
think we're
2nd in Heisman.
1st round is kind of ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie.
It is, but
we are
the
pro Pavia
quarterback
here.
value that
Listen,
has
man,
it there. I think there's
listen, man.
worth
If
to
someone
it.
was he could be projected
He's
as
like
like
QB. He's like QB3 in this draft. QB3. I think Ty
QB2.
Simpson's better than him.
Well, yeah, right. Tyson. I forget Tyson.
Listen, I was rooting for Pavia, but I'm not gonna lie. He needs to work on the attitude before it bites him.
And he needs
him in the ass.
Listen, man. During the interviews, he needs to put on his good boy shoes. He's got to put on a sweater vest and everything.
Shadur did Shadur didn't didn't look up. Oh, Shadur is I should probably be nice to my future employer. Not gonna lie.
Well,
that also implies if he doesn't go back to Vandy for another year.
Listen, remember you came from New Mexico. Just remember that. Remember that when you do these interviews.
I just want to say real quick. The one thing that I forgot to mention about this too, Devon Achane might be gone from this team next year.
Very much a possibility.
I mean, I feel like they should, because he's not going to make this team like a contender. I feel.
Oh, he's good, but yeah, I get where you're going from.
He's a great running back. He's a great running back, but I don't know what's going to happen.
If they really want to tank or something like that, I feel like they do that. They really.
He's a real tank ruiner. That's all I'll say.
It's considering that, and considering how running backs can tend to be feeble in this league, so
Oh no, you're right.
Can I say something real quick? Did you guys talk about Tyreek? Did you guys talk about Tyreek Hill yet? Because we kind of
a little bit, but go ahead.
One thing that was kind of lost was that Tyreek's season was ended due to that gruesome injury against the Jets, I believe.
Yeah.
And I'm honestly wondering if is he gonna come back for the Dolphins or even in the NFL in a few years?
I don't think he's gonna play another game.
He's got the porn industry calling for him. I think that's his next calling.
I just do not believe that he will play in the NFL again after that. I really don't.
Yeah. To Tyreek, sort out whatever situation
at his age, with such a catastrophic injury, with that baggage, I would not go for that. I would not.
I can tell you one team that would trade for him: the Cleveland Browns. That's the end of the list.
I thought you were going to say the Raiders. I thought you were going to say.
No. I think even the Chiefs aren't touching that shit with a 20-foot pole.
Listen, man,
we've seen otherwise. We've seen otherwise.
I mean, Rashee Rice is on their roster.
I think Rashee Rice is going to scare the Chiefs straight at this point. I think I think they realized
that was their beyond scared straight moment. All right, I agree with that message. Look, man, they're not gonna do that shit again. Rashid Rice is going to have to be wearing a Bible. Is gonna have to be holding a Bible to his chest every single fucking game day if he wants to even have a shot in this league going into next year. And he has to be praising gospel like every single fucking day of his life if he wants to have a shot.
Thank God.
Like I feel like the Chiefs have dealt with too many malcontents now, and I feel like they're sick of it. I think they're just
thank God.
But,
thank God.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I guess while we're talking about it, Miami already left. Oh, by the way, next, up next we have the Dallas Cowboys coming to the office.
And
The
there
wrinkle
is
of Japan.
somehow, some way, defense. There is somehow, some way, a defense worse than the Cincinnati Bengals.
Right,
Lo
but
and behold,
Cincy's defense was worse. Problem is that
I thought Dallas had like statistically the worst, like one of the worst defenses of all time.
They had it before. They traded for Quinnen Williams, and then once Quinnen Williams got there, that's when they got slightly better.
Yeah. They like they had a chance. They had a chance to make the playoffs for a good bit.
All in
Look, man, I don't feel like it. I don't think it's fair to insult the Cowboys here because at the end of the day,
man,
people
they had y'all shook though. They had y'all.
I mean, technically, they did have the worst defense by points per game.
True,
over 30 points per game.
Dak Prescott. We need to talk about. Sorry, Dak Prescott. That I feel low key.
Or
I feel
Dak.
bad for him. That man has been playing at an MVP type level, but his team is just ass, bro. Him and CD and Pickens are gonna be the next triplets, bro. Like they make magic happen on the football field.
If they even keep
stand by my original point.
Even if they keep Pickens.
Week 3 in Soldier Field was the greatest thing Matt Eberflus ever did for the Bears.
True.
True.
But I just want to say this real quick. People are gonna shit on Dallas here a lot, but let's give credit where it's due. Marty Schottenheimer has a chance to be one of the coaches.
Schottenheimer.
Brian.
He has a chance to be one of the coaches.
I'm saying for what he was given, he did a very good job.
The cards that he was told, like he did a very good job. He did a
like I'm not
right after the Parsons trade. Like
yeah, like I will say this in terms of Shoddy, like. People are going to be like, wow, you're overreacting. It's a little too soon. I'm just going to say this. These types of turnarounds with these types of teams aren't very precedented. Like, this was in all means a successful season. Like, 100%. The way they weren't expecting to make the fucking Super Bowl this year, even though all Dallas Cowboys fans say that they would. Like, this is just success all over.
I did think that I had them like sneaking into the playoffs this year. I think
you did, but that was before the Parsons trade.
Yeah. I will say offensively, this season was a resounding success. Like, no doubt about it. Shoddy did what he had to do. Dak Prescott had one of his best seasons, and that receiving core was great. Also, Javonte Williams had a great season too. Unfortunately, defensive side of things, it was a disaster, which no surprises considering the whole Parsons trade. But I mean,
Derek Bland got pick sixes off the wazoo.
What happened? Also, the secondary.
He was a pick six merchant. We knew this. That nigga sucked ass.
Yeah, no, that secondary was horrible. Like it was absolutely fucking horrible.
Legitimately one of the worst secondaries ever.
Yeah, Trayvon Diggs was the worst cornerback, like the worst cornerback in the league. Like he
got cut.
Yeah, and he got cut.
Yeah, and look, I don't know how Christian Parker's going to do. I think it's a very good hire, but I guarantee he's better than Flus.
Look, man, all I'm just gonna say with that hire, don't put the C and the other letter together when talking about. Don't call him Coach C and the other letter. All right, please don't call him that.
Don't pull LeBron. Don't pull LeBron.
Yeah. Look, don't be the mid from Akron. All right. But yeah. You know what? Not much else to say about the Dallas Cowboys. Hopefully we don't have to see you next year. Next, we have the Atlanta Falcons. Please come to the office. I asked for both of the Falcons fans. Please don't take 30 minutes. Please don't.
I mean,
I'm leaving the reins off to you.
I'll let you know. I'll let you guys talk first.
It's already late enough. It's late.
Yeah.
Whose fault is that?
I mean, I say let you. I mean, I say you guys go first.
All I'm gonna say is fantastic second half, horrible first half.
They just find a way to they just find a way to make me fall for it every single time. Like every time I think they're gonna win the division, they don't. Every fucking time.
There's
everything
no
was
team.
Everything was gifted to them, but like they just can't get in their own damn way. They just can't get out of their own.
There's no better team in football than the Atlanta Falcons once their hopes of a playoff appearance are greatly diminished or flat out eliminated. Like there's no better team in football than the Falcons, who have literally nothing to play for.
What the fuck is his first name? I don't even know. Raheem Morris. What the fuck is? I
Raheem
forget
Morris.
his actual.
It is Raheem Morris.
No, but what's that? I don't know his middle name. I don't know. That's a nickname. All right. Anyway.
It's DeJohnald.
Yeah.
His
I do
first name
gotta
is DeJohnald.
say this. I do gotta say this about the Falcons and the changes that have been made, and honestly, it kind of traces back to what I said and what we said at the end about the Bengals. You know what? You know why? You know why I'm not going to give the Bengals as much shit for wanting to keep Zach Taylor? Well, Bengals players, I should say, for why they advocated for Zach Taylor. Because Falcons players were doing it for Raheem Morris. But you want to know something? You know why? I don't give the players shit? Because it is the ownership's job.
Young players.
It is the ownership's job to do what's right. It is their job to see the situation through and say, okay, this coaching staff and front office isn't working. Yes, we know the players are advocating for them, but we can also see that outside of that, this isn't fucking working and this needs to change. And I gotta say, for as much shit as we could give them, compared to someone like the Bengals owner, the difference between Mike Brown and Arthur Blank is Arthur Blank did what he had to do and cleaned house, and he made the right move.
Mm-hmm. I think in the Bengals case, like I feel like keeping Zach Taylor is just a way to like a pillar of stability for that team, because like other than that, I feel like nothing else can really be stable around them. So I get why they do that. But for the Falcons case, like there is like an actual direction they're trying to go with here, and I do love the Stefanski hire. I really do believe that was a great hire by them. I do.
Yeah, and the really funny thing is, I think the Falcons fans will know all too well about this, but there were so many Falcons fans that were very worried that with that winning streak, they would do something stupid like keep Raheem Morris, because they had done that before in the past. They had done that before.
They did it with Dan Quinn. They did it with Arthur Smith.
Listen, after seeing that letter, when me and my dad were talking, when we saw the letter of that, what's it called, Arthur Blank wrote, I was like, oh yeah, no, they were, and post the fact, I was like, oh yeah, no, he was getting fired, like even before the winning streak, like that letter read like.
Yeah, but you saw that GIF of Raheem Morris screaming though in the camera.
It was that was I'm saying that was an all. I won't lie. That is an all-time GIF of Raheem Morris screaming.
I love that, and I have that saved, and I continue to
like
use that.
It was really scary when the reports were saying.
Dude, when
the reports were saying in week 18.
Broadcast, they were like on the Saints broadcast, the week 18. They were like, hey, the broadcast was like likely to keep Raheem, like on the broadcast.
It was like likely. It was likely to keep Raheem Morris, but fire what's his name? But fire my goodness, Terry Fontenot. And I was like, why?
Oh, actually, real quick, Chris, before you forget, I was gonna say, remember to say the thing about the Falcons that you wanted about Falcons fans.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I was gonna get to that when I talked about.
I just didn't know if you forgot yet.
No, I didn't forget. I know. I was gonna talk about it. I was gonna get to that when I talk about the fancy hire. But what an absolutely frustrating season for the Falcons. This team should have easily been in the playoffs because on paper this is the best team in the NFC South. Even with the quarterback situation, the defense was fantastic. The offensive pieces were there. Kyle Pitts had a career year. Even with Drake London being hurt, he was still really good. Bijan Robinson should win Offensive Player of the Year. He won't, but he should win. He should win Offensive Player of the Year. Like he was that great this season. And they just like that middle part of the season just completely fucked them. Losing to like getting blown out by that shitty Dolphins team, losing to the Patriots because they don't have a kicker, is losing to the Colts because Raheem Morris doesn't know how to manage a game clock. It's just an absolutely just an unbelievably frustrating season just an unbelievably frustrating season for the Falcons that I hope this is a step in the right direction because I completely agree with the sentiment of what Nick said during like when he was comparing the Falcons and the Bengals about how they're in very similar situations, but the key difference is that the Falcons ownership actually cares about winning. And they saw and they saw how and Arthur Blank saw how these past the past damn near decade, we have only stagnated some more, and we need a completely new like philosophy change. Like they tore everything, and it's something I wanted them to do, and I'm glad they did it. That they did it. They tore the team up from the top down, not just fire the head coach, not just fire the general manager. You get the president out of there, and like Rich McKay wasn't fired, but he's not like the president of football operations any longer. They are going to go a completely new direction, which is I'm glad something that they did. I think the Stefanski hire is a great I think the Stefanski hire is a great hire, despite what dumbass Falcon fans will try to say and say that he's not a good coach because like, oh, look at his record, look at his record. He has less wins than Raheem Morris with a way worse roster and a way worse quarterback situation, and a somehow way worse quarterback situation than the Falcons have had. And like they really just all they really care about is just culture and bullshit. And I'm like, okay, but culture. But as you can clearly see, with as you can clearly see with these past few hires, culture don't mean shit when the X's
It
and
only
O's
took
aren't
you
good.
so far, you
You know
know.
what I'm saying? Culture's only gonna get you. Culture's only gonna get you so far when you can't hire people and you can't manage fucking game clocks. I don't care about the culture. I want to win games, and I think that is what's really important. Is I want the Falcons to win games, unlike a lot of other Falcons fans apparently, because apparently Falcon fans are just there for the vibes. I'm not there for the fucking vibes. I want my team. I want my favorite team to
I want
win.
to not be depressed, man.
I'm saying I want my favorite. I want my favorite team to win.
This season genuinely broke me. Where we lost a game and I said, oh well. I was looking forward to watch other teams play football. Like
And
I was the loss just didn't even feel nothing.
No, we are very different because there were some losses this season that
there were some.
Genuinely frustrated the fuck out of me.
No, there were some, but I was like, I just can't. I like, there were some that like, listen, I went back to college. I left home and went back to college when I think after Penix threw that pick six in the first Panthers meeting, I was like, all right, here we go. Let's leave. I went to a concert because I had to do something for school during the second Panthers game, and I was like, oh, okay, they're leading 21-10 at half. I get out of the concert and I said, oh, they lost 30-27? The Jets lost? A fucking big old Nick Folk still kicks field goals the old-fashioned way. Just the kicking situation, like, I want to like you, Koo. I loved you, man. You were the GOAT. Man, what happened? What happened, man?
So many things. So many frustrating things.
And I hate to say it, but
about
man,
this team happened. It was just
kind of giving me optimism. And man, that Cleveland game and those two Buccaneers games, I feel like the Stefanski lit a fire under Baker Mayfield, low key. He didn't even have to touch Baker Mayfield. He he just lit a fire under him, and now
I'm not gonna lie, I don't give a fuck. I really don't give a fuck. I'm gonna be so dead ass. I really don't care.
Interesting football.
It was a frustrating season, which I think ended honestly just the most Falcons way and just going on a dumbass winning streak for no reason and losing the division by one game. If you beat the terrible, if you want to beat the shitty Jets, if you want to beat the shitty Dolphins, yeah, you're in the playoffs. But lo and behold, like we can't have good, we can never have good things in Atlanta. But I'm just glad that that Arthur Blank realized that the writing was on the wall and he knew that this coaching staff, or at least like Raheem and Terry, weren't getting the job done, and why waste our time giving these guys another year just for the same shit to happen? Like the ceiling wasn't improving. So I am glad that they moved on. A very frustrating year. We don't have our first round pick this year, which kind of sucks. But like at the end of the day, I can't call you. I can't realistically sit here and call that a successful season. It is.
You are meant to have that winning.
It is a successful season in terms of moving this team forward for the future. That's where I'll stop at.
This could have been a lot worse for you too. Remember, the Rams had like the 3rd overall pick at one point before you started going that win streak.
Shouldn't have even got to that far. It really shouldn't have. I still don't hate the trade. I really don't. I still don't hate the trade of trying to get getting James Pierce alongside. To go along with Jalen Walker. I don't hate it. I know a lot of people did, but we made that trade because we were expecting to be in the playoffs. But Raheem Morris is a fucking loser. Same thing with Zach Robinson and not Jeff Albert. Jeff Albert was awesome for this defense.
And that's why.
So I'm glad that they're keeping him and running it back. Terry getting fired. I know a lot of people were up in arms about him getting fired. I am personally on the point of like, if we're firing Raheem, you may as well just send Terry too. Like he had a great draft last year too, but like let's not forget that the way that he maneuvered in 2024 was absolutely fucking atrocious. Like the draft, like it still baffles me to this day. Of like you give like Kirk Cousins coming off of a torn Achilles, like old ass Kirk Cousins coming off a torn Achilles, you give him that much guaranteed money, and then you go out of your way and draft another injury-prone older quarterback with your 8th overall pick. I will never understand why they did that to this day. I don't get it. I just
move that
don't
they
get
did
it.
there for getting you sign Kirk Cousins and then you go and get Penix. I liked it at the time because I liked it at the time because I saw a lot of Penix at Washington and I really liked what he did for the program and I thought he was going to be a slam dunk for somebody. But now that he's torn his ACL for a 3rd time, yeah, it's that's not good. You can't be a franchise QB and
don't draft
be on your 3rd ACL.
I'm not going to do that. I doubt they'll draft Carson Beck anywhere near the 2nd round. They might not even draft the quarterback.
I don't even think Carson Beck is even going to be drafted in this. In like I don't
5th
even.
round. Someone's going to spend a 5th round.
If we may real quick, let us pour one out for the legend of Young Wei Koo. He was good, and then he wasn't.
I'm so mad he fell off, man. I'm so sad he fell off, man. He had aura. He damn.
Hey man, and Zane Gonzalez, he's been pretty good for us. He's pretty good for us. But like,
listen, if that he can fix his hair all if he wants. If he makes field goals, he can fix his hair as much as he wants.
I'm cool. I'm cool with Terry Fontenot going. Like he was. Honestly, I'm beginning to agree with the people that say that he was the Saints inside man with the way that he fucked this roster a little bit. Like again, great draft class last year. Like really, really, really great draft class last year. Fucking first round picks were great. Billy Bowman was great before he got hurt. Xavier Watts was awesome. You really can't get mad at that. I still think free agency was kind of bullshitting in free agency. Like honestly, his entire time he was here, he was bullshitting in free agency. He was bullshitting in trades too. Bullshitting with some drafts. I still don't understand why they took Kyle Pitts over Penei Sewell, or who I really wanted, Pat Surtain. I wanted the team to draft Pat Surtain to pair with AJ Terrell, and lo and behold, look at what the fuck happened.
They don't like drafting. They like drafting offense. I don't know what to
They
tell
sure
you.
do. And hopefully this season of course finally when they decided to go defense, it works. Yeah, but very frustrating year. One of the most I thought last year was a frustrating year for the Falcons. This year, easily topped it for probably the most, probably the most frustrating year I've ever watched of Falcons football in my life.
Frustrating. Listen, 2022 was also, or not 2022. 2020 was also kind of frustrating.
Could I even call it frustrating? It was fucking sad.
Yeah,
it was sad. Damn, and I think it's just a whole bunch of frustration, and I'm just glad we're moving on to bigger and better things. NFC South champions 2026, 2027.
Hang the banner.
You may as well hang the fucking banner right now. We're winning this. We're winning this division. And I can't wait for the new uniforms.
With that.
Ooh, when are they dropping those?
Okay.
April.
Who's next?
Oh, all right. Falcons, get out or something. Up next, we have the Baltimore Ravens.
Oh, don't even get me started.
Go ahead.
I have talked about this team ad nauseum. Firing John Harbaugh doesn't get rid of the fact that as much as that fired needed to happen, the Ravens ownership has kind of just been stuck doing the same gimmick of retooling every single year and hoping something changes. That's the
thing. That's the thing. Their retooling has worked wonders. They have a very good roster, minus the double agent and Andrews, but more on that later. The big problem is just the coaching. Like they should have been a 10-win team. This division had no right being as close as it was. But my goodness, man, they just keep blowing leads. They cannot manage games. They just make the most basic mistakes in crunch time. Week 1, Henry fumbling just never happens, and he did it twice. Like, it's hard to blame ownership. I really do think it was Harbaugh. He got lucky in 2018, but yeah,
I don't think it's ownership, but I do think the front office does deserve some blame at times because there has been times where the Ravens have kind of not done the greatest at times in terms of some of their decisions, and I will say their past offseason was not their best, but I do agree that it was long past time for a change in coaching. Like, Harbaugh was just fast as expiration date. I think Monken was easily the best part of that coaching staff, but even then, it felt like there was some inconsistencies there on what was happening on offense. And Brent, I think that was more on Harbaugh than Monken, but still.
Zach Orr was terrible too.
Yeah, Zach Orr was terrible.
Yeah, he did get a little better as the year went on, but no, he wasn't. He put sprinkles on a piece of crap. That's not really impressive.
Yeah, he was no Mike McDonald, that's for sure.
Yeah. I also do want to say one other thing about the Ravens too. Mark Andrews is beyond finished. He lost Remember that Steelers game? Remember that game against the Steelers at home? Mark Andrews single-handedly cost him that game. He intercepted a touchdown pass.
Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Mhm.
yeah. Ooh.
Look, man.
He wants to take another one.
Look, man. All I'm gonna say is, Ravens are insanely boring to talk about because I don't think that keeping guys like Eric DeCosta around is what this team needs to be better in the future. Hey, let's sign DeAndre Hopkins for our Super Bowl push, despite the fact that DeAndre Hopkins pushes the needle nowhere in terms of getting us places. I want to once again keep in mind. I wanted to say this once again. They gave Rashad Bateman $12 million a year to do dick all. This team's stuck, and it's because of their own hubris. Lamar has had 2 MVPs, and they should have 2 Super Bowl championships. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he should be. I'm fine with not firing him, but I do think DaCosta should be on the hot seat for sure. I know he's been there for a very long time, but at some point it's like you gotta figure something out in terms of making something work. I will say I do really like the Jesse Minter hiring. I think that's a very strong hire by the Ravens. Just remains to be seen what else they should do going forward.
Yeah. Next, get out of my sight. Up next, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Todd Bowles is still their head coach.
If the
that
Colts
is pathetic.
If the Colts didn't exist this season, Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield playing at an MVP level, bro.
And then he got
hurt.
He was. I gotta imagine that Bruce Arians is holding the front office at gunpoint because both should have been fired last year.
He should have been fired probably the year before. He probably should have never been hired.
No, I think Bowles is like a fucking Bowles as a coach to just stabilize things after Arians left was fine, but I feel like the Bucs have just they've passed that point. They've really passed that point in terms of like having a coach there just to be like, just to be a stabilizer and
like a bridge.
Yeah, like a bridge head coach. And it doesn't help that, like you have after 2024, you had someone like Liam Cohen on your staff, and he ends up going to Jacksonville and doing an incredible job there. And meanwhile, Tampa Bay is stuck with Todd. And by the way, speaking of that,
Todd Bowles is one of the primary examples of a great coordinator who can't adapt at the head coach level. This happened with the Jets too.
Yeah,
great coordinator, but once you put him in the head coach seat, he just can't do it.
Yeah. Who's that one guy on the Broncos a while ago?
Vance Joseph?
Yeah, he's Vance Joseph.
Yeah, basically.
Brilliant coordinator, just can't get over the hump.
And I'm not really inspired. I think the big thing that's really concerns me about Tampa Bay, even with Baker hopefully returning to full health, is that, well, this is now 5 seasons in which the Bucs will have a different OC. The 5th straight season that they will have a new offensive coordinator. And it's very funny that the whole Baker and Stefanski feud is getting talked about, because something that's probably not going to get as much attention, though it might, is the fact that the Bucs hired Zach Robinson as their offensive coordinator, which is hilarious.
I saw them in talks, and I was like, "Oh my god, please hire him." What made you think? Zach Robinson? You know what you did for Atlanta? We want that. You know how much Zach Robinson's play calling was like? I'm sorry, you have this MVP running back. Listen, I may be biased. But if the Falcons were good, Bijan may be in MVP talks, and we're just not gonna utilize him a lot. We're gonna make Penix throw the ball a lot. I know Drake London's good, but I think we're a running team.
Mike Evans has to make up for past mistakes. He's gonna hit 2K next year, and that's gonna count for his yards last year and this year.
The single season holder, and the Bucs still may finish second or third in the division.
No, he's gonna get the record, and then the Buccaneers are gonna be 8-9, missing the playoffs by 2 games.
Also Egbuka had an offensive rookie of the year status until he got injured, and then he couldn't reproduce what he did before that injury. And Bucky Irving had a sophomore slump, and
not even a sophomore slump. He too just got fucking hurt.
That too, but also that didn't help. It just feels like the Bucs firing everyone except Bowles, and now having to bring in yet another offensive coordinator. It just feels like they're rearranging, chairs on the Titanic, really. And it doesn't help then, areas where the Bucs used to be great at, where it's like their O-line's taking steps back, and most notably, their pass rush was not good this season. That defense feels like it's been and it was kind of seen in 2024 and bailed out because they had a great offense, but that defense has been slowly getting worse and worse.
Yeah. It's no longer. I know it's far past, but it's no longer like that. That Super Bowl,
their secondary was just trash this year. Pure other fucking trash.
It wasn't even their secondary. Like, their pass rush was the real problem I saw with Tampa Bay. And I think the real sign that it was doomed to fail was, like, their secondary ended the season poorly, but it was really noticeable once Jamel Dean got hurt that their secondary fell off a cliff. But no, their pass rush was fucking terrible this year. I don't know what's happened to it.
Well, all I have to say for the Buccaneers is Arg Michigan. Next! Up next, we have the... Okay, Brain,
Colts.
we have the Indianapolis Colts. By the way, guys, I think 8-9 is kind of where I think a lot of people projected the Colts to be, but not the 8-9 they were expecting them to be.
Yeah, this is a tragic case. I'm gonna say it right here. If Daniel Jones doesn't get hurt, Indy makes the playoffs.
Yeah.
Once he went down, it was over.
What happened to Jonathan Taylor? What happened to him? Where did he go?
So let me explain.
I feel like he does this every year. Like,
Jonathan Taylor just to account for Daniel Jones's rushing threat. And once it got out that Daniel Jones, was playing with a bum leg a little bit, it put a lot more pressure on Jonathan Taylor in the run game because people are now going to be like, oh, is Daniel Jones going to run over us? Fuck no. He has a bum-ass leg. So let's go just target Jonathan Taylor. So I do get where you guys are coming from. I don't think it's 100% his fault, but yeah, Jonathan Taylor not showing up the second half of the season is completely embarrassing. Also, too...
Just to add on to the Jonathan Taylor point, I think a lot of it was, like, it really became a lot easier to know what to do with Jonathan Taylor, especially because I saw this a lot in their last game, like in their final game against the Texans, where, Riley Leonard was having a great game, and it felt like the surprise of Riley Leonard really caught the Texans defense off guard, and that was an elite defense that they caught off guard. And I say it was the surprise element that got them confused, because they were not confused by Jonathan Taylor at all, because he did absolutely nothing in that game.
Yeah. Also, too, I just want to bring up, we all kind of just glossed over this. I think it's fair to say this now. Anthony Richardson is the biggest, is on the par as big a draft bust as a guy like Jamarcus Russell. Not saying that he's
Russell
better.
Territory.
He's not Jamarcus Russell.
Russell's still number.
Jamarcus Russell and Ryan Leaf are their own category.
He's more of an.
I would say, no, I think, he's in the category of, like, God, he's in the Trey Lance category.
No, that
it's like those, like, draft picks, like, you expected to it's like
I'm
the
gonna agree.
project.
I am still baffled that Anthony Richardson played that game against Florida State and thought he could get to the draft. Listen, everyone saw this coming.
They need to find the new Josh Allen somewhere. They gotta.
Yeah,
if there
turns out the new Josh Allen apparently just plays for Chicago and he's small as shit.
If I can say this, though, I do think Riley Leonard is going to be great. He balled out in his first start.
I'm holding off confidence for next year.
I'm wondering what they do with what they're gonna do with Daniel Jones now. After what he did with the Colts, like, I do believe that he does deserve, like, another, like, chance as a starter, but I don't know with who.
Wait, Yellow?
The Vikings.
Hello?
Yeah. Oh! Aaron Glenn, how are you doing today?
Oh, no. He can't go back there, dude. He can't go back there. Do you know what you're asking him? You're asking him to commit career suicide.
Oh, you wanna? Oh, you love the MetLife Stadium? Oh, you wanna die for us on the MetLife?
Oh no!
Oh, you're so kind. Yes, Daniel Jones, welcome back to New York. Welcome back to the Big Apple. You're in Green, which is like.
In all honesty, he's probably going to the Vikings.
Wait, actually, no, it's not the Vikings yet. Sorry, jumped it.
You're good.
Yeah, man. I can't wait till we get to the Vikings. I'm sorry. I can't wait till.
Oh no! It's so good. Unfortunately, we don't have much else to say to the Colts other more than we haven't just said. It's sad.
I like how we even mentioned Philip Rivers once. That's shocking.
Guys, actually, you know what? Hey, let's say since guys, I don't know who said I don't know who said it. Someone on Twitter was like, I think we need a loony rule where a team has to interview one what the fuck candidate. That's or what the fuck candidate.
True.
Like, what do you mean he's getting called? He did an interview with the Bills for a head.
Listen, man. It would be so funny. It would be
because it would be that clip from The Longest Yard after Josh Allen after his third interception. I'm going in the game. Coach, you're going in the game? I am.
Yeah.
Helmet and pads. But he's like, fine, Josh Allen can't run the offense, I fucking will.
Anywho, don't let the horseshoe go up your ass on the way out. Up next, we have the Detroit Lions entering the office. Fuck this team. We speak ad nauseum on it. We could just go over the same shit again, but this is a gutless, spineless fucking... This team does not bite kneecaps. They quiver in fear. They are not going to get better. They signed Drew Petzing.
This was a really disappointing year.
So this team has lost its punch.
All my aura is gone.
Dude, they signed fucking Drew Petzing.
They hired him to be their OC because he has connection.
Jared Goff took a massive step back. I just felt like it.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, you can't blame everything on Ben Johnson leaving because the offense was still doing good there. Jahmyr Gibbs had a very good year, but he was on again, off again. But
again, they nearly lost on a trick play by the Giants. That kind of sums up their whole season.
Yeah.
It just felt like a half-assed team overall, and the fact that they hired Drew Petzing, which from the details of the fact that he was one of Ben Johnson's groomsmen, it really screams like a desperation move of, listen, we don't have Ben Johnson, but here's someone who is friends with Ben Johnson.
You think it's like are they reaching boys club territory? You think that's
listen, Ben Johnson's already got the Sean McVay effect.
I have a hot take real quick. I think if the Detroit Lions are like 6-11 next year, maybe even something like 7-10. I'm not gonna say I think Dan Campbell gets fired, but it wouldn't surprise me if Dan Campbell gets fired.
I don't think it will. I don't think they'll go that. I don't think it'll be that bad.
No, listen, man.
But I think Dan Campbell's seat has gotten a lot hotter after this.
It's definitely hotter. Fire. It's like, hey man, it's like Kevin Stefanski. It's like Kevin Stefanski.
Would you say that Detroit is known for making smart decisions?
They brought the listen. Hey, if they do, I think I would very much question where we're because it's also like, then who do you get? Let's say 20 after this season. Who do you get? Listen, Dan Campbell Dan Campbell is like Kevin Stefanski. He has brought the Detroit Lions one step close, one not blown lead to the Super Bowl.
Right.
That no matter what, that is something you're telling me you went from.
Yeah, but to be fair, that's why Zach Taylor still has a job. That's why Zach.
Yeah. Also,
I would love for the Lions to do that. I would absolutely love for the Lions to fire Dan Campbell, but I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, we've seen Listen, just because things don't go right, or just because you blow a massive lead, doesn't mean you're gonna get fired, even in a division like the NFC North, which we've clearly seen.
All I will say is this.
But it's clear that it's clear that his limitations as a head coach has shown up, because when Campbell tried to do play calling for this team that's when the Lions started to fall off a bit.
Yeah. He was uncomfortable. It was clear he's not cut out to do both.
Yeah, in my opinion, I'm gonna say this. We call Raheem Morris a huge vibes guy. Dan Campbell is a vibes guy set to 100. He is. Once these vibes turn rank,
he put all his stats in charisma. He put all his.
Yeah, I think here's my thing. Once the vibe's gone, they'll never be back. They will never be back.
I feel like I think that needs to take multiple losing seasons to do that, though. I
get where you're coming from. I will say this. I think it's gonna take multiple disappointing seasons. This is one. I think this is by far number one. Next year, if they don't make the playoffs, I'm counting that number 2. And that's where I'm getting concerned. If number 3 hits, Dan Campbell's gone. 3 disappointing seasons, and Dan Campbell is out.
Yeah, we need to. We'll see about that, I guess. But this is definitely things need to change for the Lions, because it's clear that the NFC North has become a much bigger threat to them.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, Detroit. I would like to see you here next year, but who knows? Anywho, next for our last and final team, we have the Minnesota Vikings.
Yes, we're gonna talk about 9.
Yeah, 9. That's right, Mom. You should know that this goes for my bitch of a head coach. You shouldn't have taken my Xbox away. You don't know the power that you're about to release. That's what they need from 9.
The Vikings and the Falcons share a lot of similarities this year when you think about it.
I mean, to be fair, they've always had they've had the defense, and they've had they've had the defense this entire season. The issue has always been, I think everyone here knew that if JJ McCarthy doesn't, this season all depends if JJ McCarthy was good, and he wasn't good.
JJ was not good. They should try taking his
I feel like
away.
that needs to have an asterisk next to it. JJ McCarthy wasn't good for the first 3/4 of the season. Down the stretch, last 4 games, he looked like a solid, not good.
He looked competent.
Yes.
I'm still saying this is his rookie season. I will be counting this as his rookie season. I know it's technically.
See it as his rookie season too. It just he was not good, and for someone who's the best thing he was doing at is he would do what he had to do. He wouldn't turn the ball over at Michigan, and he would play a very effective role as a game manager. If he was competent, the Vikings would probably actually if he was competent for the whole season, the Vikings are in the playoffs. I don't think that's even up for debate. Unfortunately, he wasn't, and he had some extremely awful performances, like that one game, like the first game against the Packers, where he single-handedly proved to everyone why the 9 meme was getting more and more popular.
Dude, that GIF from, can I just say, that 9 GIF reminds me, y'all know that one GIF of, fucking, I forgot what it was from Home Alone. It's that one fucking GIF of him, like it's an edit, but it's like his head bouncing.
Oh yeah, the edit of like the fuck.
Yeah.
By the way, I just want to...
Every time I see that JJ McCarthy video, that's what I'm reminded of. Because why does his body move like that?
All I'm going to say about this, about JJ McCarthy is this. Michael Penix has played 12 games in 2 years. JJ McCarthy has played 10 games in 2 years.
Is that the gift? Is that the gift?
Hold on, let me see it.
I just want you guys to let that sink in real quick.
That's what I think of. Every time I see that fucking JJ McCarthy video, I think of this GIF and I hate it. Because why does his body move like that? I hate it.
I still have no idea how he made that face. I won't lie. Like I've been trying to create that face. I don't know how he does that.
Oh no, my favorite part about the 9 experience was I remember after the first game, Magnum was like, "Oh God, the Vikings got a quarterback with aura," and then that sentiment was not at all spoken of for the rest of the season.
Listen, man. When he talked about 9, like I was like, oh no.
Look in general. Like, tell me you don't see the resemblance.
Generational aura loss right there.
Yeah, you don't name yourself. You don't give yourself a nickname. You never do that. It never works. You let someone else give you a nickname, like the Fortress. All right.
Also, 9 is just a bad nickname. You can't name yourself after your fucking number, after your own number. Like that's a lame nickname. That's a lame nickname.
Oh no.
What happens?
Guys, just take a look in general.
Oh great. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh.
That's to LSU. My Pookie Bear, Joe Burrow would have never stand for this.
Hey, remember when the Louisiana governor said that he'd let Donald Trump pick who's the next head coach? Like he would.
I guess he did.
Oh, by the way, speaking of LSU, the quarterback situation definitely did not help things at all. And I can give him a pass. Like I can give him somewhat of a pass for that because, like, you know, the quarterback situation was just extremely terrible for Minnesota. But this was a far cry from Justin Jefferson's best season.
Yeah, the fact it's also weird. It's the fact that they just basically left Carson Wentz out to die, like in prime time one day, and then somehow we got Max Brosmer, who was even worse than McCarthy, who was even
just the pass to the Seattle defense. Like he just gave them that.
It was so bad.
If McCarthy keeps up his performance from the last like couple weeks, maybe the Vikings can be good. Can be good this next year. But like the thing is that I don't know how sustainable that is. Like McCarthy needs to show like a lot of improvement in his game if for that to happen. And I don't know how patient they're gonna be. I don't know how.
Yeah. Sam Darnold, you wanna after you win the Super Bowl, you wanna talk about that?
Yeah, it really doesn't not help that Sam Darnold's in the NFC Championship game.
Yeah. I mean, Sam had he's had a statistical down year. I still think it was worth it, but
most definitely it was worth it. You got a QB to stable the ship, and again, give the ball to your playmakers and let them do the work. You don't. Again, I will say this once and more. I think we need to break the stereotype of a game manager. A game manager is a very good person to have. You don't need someone that needs to put. You don't need a Patrick Mahomes. You need someone that will get the ball to the people that are needed to do the plays and don't fuck the ball. I'd rather have 100 yards and a touchdown and be a Super Bowl champ than have 300 yards, 5 touchdowns and lose in the AFC Championship game. Like the rank. I'd rather get the dub. I'd rather be someone that's like I help my team.
Yeah. I mean, they were always going to keep McCarthy because you will want to play your first round quarterback. I get that, but like it still stings, you know. It still stings.
Yeah.
9. That's never gonna get out of my head.
9.
My suggestion to the Vikings will always be this: if 9's not performing, take his Xbox away. I'm not joking. Take his fucking Xbox away.
Did you know that guy? Did you know he was born in Evanston, Illinois? Like
Yeah.
that is like the whitest city ever.
And
That's
his
like
mom and Kevin Stefanski's gonna take his Xbox away.
Stefanski? You mean O'Connell? You mean?
I don't. Someone's gonna take his Xbox away. I don't know who.
He's gonna get traded to the Falcons and just like he's gonna get traded.
No, don't, dude. I'm tired. Again, can we say they kill AI, bro? We are killing the Amazon rainforest for the.
You think are they gonna add 9 to the Shador files? I hope. I hope.
Well, Minnesota. You 9 to get out of here. I don't know. Fucking get out. Anywho, this has been the detention.
We're tired.
This has been the detention. I was gonna say some fuck shit too, but then I saw the Pacers beat the fucking Thunder, and
Wait,
now
really?
I'm just the Pacers beat the Thunder.
It probably was an off night for the Thunder. I should have bet. Oh, I should have done a really big prop bet and taken all the unders and like cashed in. If only. I can't take the NBA seriously. I'll know about it, but
Anywho, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, or else Nick's going to end up homeless in Seattle.
Oh no!
The flight leaves tomorrow. No, I will throw your ass in Detroit. Don't make me use my magical powers.
yeah. Anyways, couple notes on the docket for afterwards. Skyrim versus tomorrow. We don't know what time we're doing it. We're doing it at a time we don't know when. And then we'll be live at 11:30 Pacific Standard Time for the championship weekend. We're gonna be watching. We're gonna be doing a watch along for a championship conference Sunday. I can't wait for that, so that's going to be really exciting. And then there's something also coming Tuesday. I won't disclose it. It's because I just don't know what it is. But then also I know Taegan will be doing something on Tuesday, so be sure to check that out as well. And fuck you bots for bringing up my hope and joy. And I'm upset. I don't know. I'm still not gonna
fuck to that one. Stay fuck to that one.
Fuck. Shit. Pussy. Penis. Fuck.
Like those bots whoever sent bots to watch my fucking Skyrim versus and maybe have hopes and dreams that holy shit, I entertained 50 people concurrently. Fuck you. That's a dick punch, man.
Ren, play the fuck. Ren, play the fuck, pussy, fuck.
Is the game?
Play.
I like how overwhelming it is. I like how overwhelming.
Anyways, it's 10 o'clock. It's past.
Yeah, I think we're ready to go home.
So yeah.
Are we still live? Like, end this.
Hey, I will end this when I fucking want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bitch.
Sorry.
I'm homeless.
Sorry. Jeez.
I was doing the end of the stream stuff.
Mr. Krabs,
I wanna go to bed.
No. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, if you're new here, please subscribe. And I'll see you tomorrow. Take care of yourselves and have yourselves a damn good one. Fuck Elgato and Taegan. Please get off of Black Widow. I need 40K.
Vibsy Pop.